Yo, kid, FTW, bring it on.
So, super weird, not wrestling related. Welcome to New Wrestling, everybody. I forgot I wanted to mention this before. I found something real funny today.
Oh, boy.
I was watching TV. Blade Trinity was on, and that's wrestling related because
Great movie.
Triple H is in it.
He certainly is.
Blade Trinity sucks. I liked.
No.
I saw it in the theaters, and I thought it was good.
I never saw it.
You've never seen Blade
No,
Trinity?
I didn't see it in
Oh.
theaters.
I saw that in theaters, and I was like, okay, I like this movie. That movie stinks.
Did you really?
I did.
Oof.
I love Blade 2. I like Blade 1. Blade 2 kicks ass.
Blade 1 and 2 are good.
Right. Blade 2 is fucking awesome. But Trinity was on, and it trips with his fucking
Absolutely.
vampire Pomeranian. Parker Posey giving the weirdest performance, although goth Parker Posey right up there in the books.
Sup?
But what a weird, fucking terrible movie. And then I had to show at the end Michelle the scene with where Wesley Snipes refused to open his eyes, so they CGI'd his eyes open. Fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But right after that, I'm sorry, again, wrestling. This has nothing to do with wrestling.
I like this. What was on after that?
Justice League.
Was it the Snyder Cut?
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was just on TV, just the regular Justice League.
Oh, that kind of leads to our conversation as before.
What?
Is the Snyder Cut going to remain on HBO Max?
I don't know.
Because death to all physical media?
Right.
Apparently.
Snyder Cut is
What's
interesting.
happening?
I described Snyder Cut really good today. It was like the Snyder Cut is like Justice League was diarrhea, and then the Snyder Cut was like a regular poop. It's still shit, but it's better than diarrhea.
I agree. I agree.
And then you saw the thing the other day about how Zack Snyder paid for all the bots to move
I heard
like it was
about
all
that.
he just hired firms to advertise and work up the Snyder Cut
Hashtag
bullshit.
release the Snyder Cut, right?
That dude
Okay.
was one of the worst filmmakers fucking ever, I swear to God. Anyway, it was funny because it was the end of Blade Trinity with the CGI eyes opening, and then Justice League opens with Henry Cavill couldn't shave his beard, so it's the CGI lip,
mustache, yeah.
right? But that had me thinking about Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Oh my God.
Okay, and I hadn't thought about this in a long time, and it is hilarious to me. I laughed about this for like an hour today. It's hilarious to me that Zack Snyder made a movie where Batman and Superman are fighting, and at one point, Superman says the name Martha, and Batman essentially goes, "How do you know my mom?"
Yeah.
Why did you say that? I know he says, "Why'd you say that name?"
Yeah.
But really what he's saying is, there's no other person on the planet named Martha other than my mother who died when I was a child.
Yeah.
How do you know my mom?
Because Bruce Wayne is a spoiled brat.
Right. And the thing that shocked me is that he made a movie where that happens, where Superman's like, "Martha." And he's like, "I'm worried about my mom." And then Batman's like, "How do you know my mommy?" And then they gave him the Justice League still.
Yeah.
They were still like, you know what? Yeah, we're going to continue this, but we're going to let him continue to make these movies after he just made a scene about Superman and Batman being angry about their moms having the same name.
Yeah.
And it's 100% because Zack Snyder was just sitting around one day reading comic books or reading Wikipedia, trying to get in the minds of these. I'm not going to say he does any actual comic book reading research. That's giving him too much credit. He was reading the Wikipedia pages for Batman and Superman and realized that both of their moms were named Martha and assumed that nobody else knows this and that he must be the first genius to ever point out.
It was like a fucking light bulb went
Right,
off.
that both of their moms are named Martha. Everyone knows that. I mean, you read a comic book about either of them, you know that. And he thought he was so brilliant by putting that in there. How do you know my mom? So, yeah, I was just thinking about that today, and it's fucking hilarious. So, not wrestling related, but welcome to, we were having a conversation before the mics went hot. And that was something I meant to talk about.
Send money for the hot talk.
Yes. PayPal us and
friends and family. Just don't do it from a business account. LOL, broski. Fucking
that dude is
Jesus.
How does that man have just such a breakdown every day?
Because he's a... Never mind.
Right.
I just... if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all.
PayPal us $5 and Brett will tell you what he was about to call Broski.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start making money on this son of a bitch here.
Fucking... Ugh.
All right.
What's up, man?
Welcome to We Need Wrestling, everybody. I'm DJ. I'm here with Brett. Brett, how are you, pal?
I am fucking good. I'm ready for the weekend as always.
Yeah.
Work hasn't killed me yet.
That's good.
Which is good.
It's hot. We're both rocking tank tops, so basketball jerseys, right?
You're suicidal tendencies, and I'm
absolutely
Sixers City edition Tyrese Maxey.
Because my Sixers jersey is dirty because I wear it a lot.
I have a lot of Sixers jerseys.
Yeah.
No, I have 4. I have an Allen Iverson jersey, this Tyrese Maxey jersey. Yeah. I have a Joel Embiid jersey, and then I have an old Andre Iguodala jersey.
Ooh.
I also have a Ben Simmons jersey too, but you know, we don't talk about
that clip
him.
was going around when he choked that one dude out.
Yeah, Karl Anthony Towns. Yeah, that's like one of the the coolest thing Ben ever did.
I would say the coolest thing he ever did. Yeah,
and then he said to Joel afterwards, like, "I got your fucking back."
To be fair, the coolest thing he probably ever did is convince the world that he was going to play basketball, and then get traded to a team he wanted to go to, and then not play basketball.
And then,
when you think about it, that's a pretty cool thing.
And those 2 mega superstars are like, "Nah, I'm all set."
Right,
I don't want to be.
That's a pretty cool thing.
I can't wait for basketball to be back.
So
I almost bought a teal Grant Hill jersey the other day.
Wow.
Because
they're coming back. I
in
saw
my
the
cart.
Right.
And, I put up the picture on Twitter of me with it as a kid. And I was texting Joe about it. Joe's a Detroit Pistons fan.
Yeah.
Not Joe Sposto.
No, I'm aware.
That'd be weird. If
it would be super weird.
Pistons.
He's a big fan of the Worm.
He just loves Bill Laimbeer.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
I know. A certain resident that may or may not have played in the NBA that I know personally may have talked about them a little bit.
PayPal
me money and I'll let you know on the inside scoops of 90s, 80s, and 90s NBA feuds. But yeah, Joe's like, "You're buying it, right?"
Yeah.
It's like, fuck.
I
literally was about to hit purchase and I just threw my phone. I was like, I can't do this.
We have a ton of wrestling to talk about from all over the world today, but I have to ask this. What colors do the Pistons wear now? Are they back to like the red and blue?
Yeah, they're just red, white, and blue.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they like the main blue uniforms, like the red and
like
lettering.
the 90s Pistons stuff.
No, that's like the 80s Pistons.
Okay, yeah, that's that.
The 90s Pistons,
the Grant Hill era was like the
weird teal.
They don't use that teal and like orange anymore at all?
No, not at all.
Okay.
But they're just bringing it as like a throwback now.
Okay.
Like how the Memphis Grizzlies did a throwback a couple years ago to like that like greenish Vancouver Grizzlies.
Okay.
How the Raptors, their primary colors are like red and black now.
They used to be purple.
They do have the throwback to the purples now with the coolest Velociraptor on the fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such a cool jersey.
That's why I was asking because you said they're throwbacks, and I'm like, but wait, did they go back to their like old design past the teal to make the teals a throwback? I don't know when they switched.
It's so fucked up because like it makes me feel old because I'm like, oh, I remember literally when they just wore the teal.
I remember when they switched to the teal,
and now it's a throwback to teal.
That's crazy.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah,
a lot of NBA jerseys suck, but this isn't a jersey podcast.
What do they have? That's a good idea. Do they still have just the red basketball? Because the Pistons they use the horse still.
No,
because remember they used to just be blue with the red basketball.
Yeah, well, so
then the teal became like the horse.
Yeah, the teal's the horse. It's just the red and blue.
That's just what they do now. Okay.
Nike is kind of fucking up the jersey game a little bit. Like the jersey I'm wearing, the Sixers Cities edition. This is the first City edition I've ever liked that Nike's ever put out. All the other alternate jerseys have been fucking trash for the Sixers.
Okay. That was a sweet jersey. I remember when that came out.
Dude, like I love it. Like, it has the Spectrum fucking shit on it.
And it matches our hats.
It matches our hats, yes.
Right. Because I get complimented on that Sixers hat a lot,
dude. So today I was
welcome to basketball talk. I guess
I love this. Yeah. I was walking into CVS in the blistering hot, like literally my fucking eyes hurt.
Yeah,
and I was wearing my Phillies hat, and some dude was driving through the parking lot. He just goes, hit me with a, "Let's go, Phils!" I just responded, "Hell yeah, brother!"
Nice.
And then I saw fights at a gas station.
Good.
All right, so. Professional. Do you want to talk wrestling?
I'm also good. Let's talk.
Yeah,
wrestling.
You're good. Are you good? I'm sorry.
Good. No, I'm all good. You don't have to ask me.
Right now.
I'm all good.
All right.
Everything's great.
Good. That's what I like to hear.
I don't know when we were going to talk about this, but a couple days we're meeting Hitman. Very excited about that. That's pretty much the main thing occupying my brain. Is like, what am I going to say to Hitman when I meet him?
Dude, I was texting Tim the other night, and I'm like, I know I'm going to hit him with a hey, my name's Brett too.
Right,
You know,
right.
and he's just gonna look at me and be like, okay.
Yeah. I want to be like, I just want to walk and be like, yo, Shawn Michaels fucking sucks.
Yeah, I know.
Goldberg's a pussy.
I know. I just want to walk up and be like, dude, you're right about everything.
Right. You've always been right. Thank you for always being right.
Thank you for always being right. And thank you for being my hero.
Right. I honestly, I should probably, just to get his reaction, just walk up and be like, hey, it looks like Vince screwed Vince, huh?
He'll give you a smirk.
Right? He definitely will. That's all I want. I just want the little nod.
Just like he gave a smirk at the end of Ric Flair's last match. Oh,
that's a transition.
Let's talk about that.
Okay.
Ric Flair's last match happened. I watched it.
I came this close to buying it.
Why? Well, so I saw you like tweeting shit about it, and that's when I texted you. I was like, dude, are you fucking watching this?
No, I was just following along on Twitter.
Okay. I was like, because this is real weird if you are.
I came this close to buying it because, one, the hype video where Flair bleeds everywhere is fucking nuts, right?
He fucking hard-weighed me.
And two, I was like, I'm a wrestling fan. I love wrestling. I've watched Ric Flair for all of my life.
He's been around since the beginning.
What kind of a wrestling fan would I be if I didn't pay to watch him die?
Oh.
Jesus. And there was a pretty good chance that he was going to. And that card was stacked.
There was a lot of intriguing matches on there.
So I was like, oh, man. And then I saw that Joey from Kayfabe Collectibles put out a thing. It was like, here's my code for fight. Use my code, get 10 points or whatever.
Sure.
And I was like, I haven't done that in a real long time. Maybe the shit has reset and I could do it. And I signed in and put the code in. And they're like, oh, you joined before him, so you can't use this code.
Oh, really?
Like I've had an account longer, so I couldn't use it. If that went through, I would have paid $25 and bought the show.
Yeah.
But I just followed along on Twitter.
Okay.
And really only about the last match. Because we were doing other stuff.
Yeah, this was the only...
It was Sunday, right? So it was Michelle's birthday.
Yeah. So it was the only thing I caught from this show, and shouldn't have happened.
Right. Absolutely not. I think that's the general consensus. Even in the major group, a lot of people like, man, Ric Flair's real cool, but that shouldn't have been a thing.
Karen Jarrett.
Yeah.
Roll Tide.
Okay.
Jeff Jarrett is just a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Jeff Jarrett as
he looks great,
the referee in the tag match or whatever he did.
Hey, the night before
took a great bump off a super kick.
I think that was on SmackDown.
That was on SmackDown.
Yeah.
It was an amazing bump.
Yeah.
I was like, he still can bump. He can still flat back.
He got another IC title run. That's all.
The craziest thing to me about this Flair match, and again, if you watch that thing, and I know there was like everybody lined up in the front, and like Undertaker and McFoley, and like all these everybody's around. Hitman's there. Everybody's like looking to watch Flair, hopefully not die. Whatever. I get it.
Hitman was secretly like, "Here it comes,
yeah, right?
bastard.
Yeah, you banana nose bastard." But like, I get it. And like the match, he looked like dog shit. He's a very unhealthy old man who like. Looked in okay shape, but also looked completely lost. Like, he had no idea where he was. I don't know if he was doing uppers to keep him going. Whatever it was, at the end of that match, when Andrade's holding him, he looks like he's about to die.
Dude, somebody put up the video when he's looking at Andrade, and he says to Andrade, "I passed out."
Yeah, right. Right. He came wildly close to dying. And like Joe said on I think it was At Odds last week, or maybe it was the live show where he said, I'll buy him a gift for Halloween, but I won't buy him one for Christmas.
Yeah.
But the thing to me is, and this is a problem that I also have had in my life, that I was like, oh, Ric Flair has the same problem as me. Neither of us know how to do the Ric Flair strut anymore.
No, well, dude, you like
every time
walking out, and you're confused.
Every time I do the Flair strut, I end up doing the Double J strut.
Well, yeah, it's the Fargo strut now.
But Flair tries to do his little strut, and he don't know how to do it anymore.
Yeah,
and I was just like, oh, because like whenever I do it, I always end, and then I always end with that guy.
Of course,
you know what it is if you know the Jarrett strut. Yeah. And I was like, oh, me and Flair don't know how to do the Flair strut anymore. Cool. Yeah, it shouldn't have happened. They asked too much of him, and like the opening spot was just that spot that him and Lethal were working on in that fucking video. Shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, it's just I definitely just tuned in out of morbid curiosity. It's real weird.
I said it on Twitter. I'm allowed to have my own headcanon. In 2022, people are making up their own shit all the time and believe in it anyway. Ric Flair had the opportunity to go out And I understand that he wrestled in fucking Impact after this, but his match against Shawn
that was his last match.
Is an all-time top 10 Ric Flair match, if not top 5 Ric Flair match. He could have went out on that in this amazing match with this all-time ending of the I Love You from Shawn Michaels, like all that shit. And he didn't. No. And he didn't in TNA, but we can ignore that. That was only like 4 matches or whatever. This shouldn't have happened. Honestly, everybody involved is irresponsible.
Yeah,
it's irresponsible to cart. And I get some people are just there for the paycheck, and some people are doing it as favors to Rick and whatever. But the people who actually encouraged Rick and said that they could do this, and the athletic commission that let it happen, and the people involved in the match, Tony Khan letting Jay Lethal be involved in it, all that stuff, and Andrade. It's irresponsible of all of you. It really is. And whatever, I don't want to be safety police or anything. But I think he was a lot closer to actual death in that match than anybody's ever going to let on.
Yeah,
you're lucky if he passed out that he woke back up. It was gross.
Yeah, him talking about just being like, hell yeah, I'm getting fucking shithoused every night leading up to this match.
Right.
And then I saw today, now he's getting put out like his own weed strain.
Oh, yeah.
He's fucking smoking weed and shit. Okay. I'm like, he's going to die.
Weed's better than fucking drinking your fucking liver to death every night, but yeah.
I agree with that 100%. Right. I mean, he's doing everything.
He wants to now.
Yeah, he's done.
Left. Yeah, he's done. And like, it's just, Conrad, what all you want to say about him, and I know all the jokes and everything, but like, he walked dangerously close to taking advantage and abusing this man. And I know that Rick is the one who probably wanted to do it. And Ric Flair is a guy who will not leave anything behind and wants to be big and bombastic and has tried for over a decade now to reclaim the Ric Flair that he once was.
Yeah.
But you walked very close to the thin line that would have crossed into like elder abuse and taking advantage of an old man who is not in charge of all of his faculties right now.
Yeah, I agree.
It's pretty fucking gross.
Yeah. Karen Jarrett screaming at some fan that will fucking kill you was pretty cool. The other thing I have here, I guess, news-wise, apparently Dante Martin's injured.
Oh, really?
He got injured in that match on Dynamite last week.
Bummer. Dude, that guy's starting
maybe
to stop
something
for
with
him.
His leg.
Yeah. It's the style.
We'll see. It's the style.
I say this all the time, and again, don't want to be safety police. That's not what we're here to do. The wrestlers are professionals. They know what they're doing. But if you look at some of these guys, like the Young Bucks are already broken down. They're very, and obviously they're not as high flying as Martin, but they are sort of as ridiculous in the ring. It breaks your body down. It just does.
Sure.
And you're seeing that a lot more now. You're seeing a lot of these old guys wrestling into their 40s and 50s. And some guys adapt, but like high fly, the fucking Dynamite Kid didn't have a long career compared to a lot of these guys now going out there and working a headlock for a little bit. Moxley looks in phenomenal shape and he's abusing his body in that ring, but he's not fucking with his joints with impact and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that high flying shit rocks your hips and your knees and your shoulders and your ankles.
Absolutely it does.
And once that shit starts to fail, you're coming out and looking like Matt Hardy, who's looking like Bruce Dern apparently.
Look at like, well, I'm happy you said Matt Hardy. Look at Jeff Hardy. What he was saying about the Swanton. He's like, yeah, it fucking hurts.
Right.
Look at I think it was AJ Styles. Right. Remember he used to do the spiral tap or whatever off the top rope.
Yeah.
He said he doesn't do it anymore. And they asked him why, and he goes, it hurts.
Right.
Like Punk with the Pepsi plunge.
Right.
Obviously he couldn't do it when he went to WWE because
right.
it's a pedigree. But he also said it's me coming off the second rope and landing on my knees. Right. Like it hurts.
It used to be you'd have big high flyer guys and then they would adapt their style and slow down a little bit. But these guys are pushing, and Dante Martin's a young guy.
Yeah.
But it's called the suicide dive for a reason. It's high risk stuff, and sooner or later it comes to get you.
Yeah.
And eventually, if he's in this company, he's under contract, and he's blown out a knee already, he's got to stop some of that shit. There's anomalies. There's people who break those rules. Rey Mysterio has no right to be wrestling for as long as he has.
Rey Mysterio also, I believe, is full of fucking human growth.
Well, of course. I mean, that's why he travels to wherever.
On my right knee.
Right. But,
yeah.
You gotta...
We'll talk more about that.
Sometimes you gotta slow it down.
But
that sucks. I do like Dante.
Yeah, me too, man. But yeah, it's gonna bite you eventually.
Right. Absolutely.
All right, we watched a ton of fucking wrestling.
We did.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
I've officially decided it's been about 3.5 months.
Mm-hmm.
Time to put my feud with Impact Wrestling to bed.
Okay.
Because I looked at their card and I said, oh boy, there's a lot of people here that I do like.
Sure.
So you know what? I checked out Impact Wrestling from last Thursday. Okay. I watched 2 matches only.
What channel was that on?
Access TV.
Okay, I don't get that.
No. There are 2 matches I was interested in.
Okay.
Eddie Edwards versus Ace Austin.
Okay, interesting.
New
Japan versus Noah.
So hear me
Former
out.
GCW champion.
GHC.
What did I say?
GCW.
Sorry.
Big difference.
It's late. It's huge difference.
I still have a soft spot for Eddie Edwards in my heart.
Because of his hair?
No. It just...
Does he still have that haircut?
He just has like a mohawk now.
Oh, okay.
But I will always have a soft spot for that guy for some reason. Right. His attire is better now.
Yeah.
He's kind of just wearing like the sleeveless shirt, but he's not wearing like capris and like too tight of capris.
Did he work that Flair show?
No, I don't think so. So I watched this match. Apparently that he's in that group Honor No More. Mm-hmm. It's him, Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, PCO, and that fucking Charles Manson guy Vincent, I guess his name is.
Yes.
They're feuding with Bullet Club and Impact. And Impact Bullet Club is like the Good Brothers, Ace Austin, and Chris Bay. Oh, Kenny King's in the Honor No More group too as well.
Okay.
So they're having a big feud. Match ended up being really fucking good.
Yeah.
As you would expect with Eddie Edwards and Ace Austin. Really good shit. They're leading up to a pay-per-view where I think it's going to be Honor No More versus Bullet Club. And Scott D'Amore said if Honor No More loses, they have to disband.
Dude, he did wrestle on Flair's last match.
Did he really?
It was the Wolves versus the Motor City Machine Guns.
Oh, fuck. That was probably really good.
Yeah, probably. Only went 11 minutes, under sub 10:50, sub 11 minutes.
Maybe it wasn't that
Mance Warner, the Bunkhouse Battle Royal went longer.
Oh, Jesus.
They gave Ren Narita.
Shout out Jimmy Lloyd.
They gave Ren Narita and Yuya Yamura 5 minutes on that show.
That's pathetic. But yeah, I thought
Killer Cross and Davey Boy Smith was shorter.
But yeah, I thought it was good.
That four corners match only went 5 minets.
With Takeshita?
Yeah.
That's a disgrace.
Gresham, Angels, Takeshita, and Nick Wayne. Oh, they were probably arguing who was higher ranked, and they couldn't figure that out.
Gresham, I saw he wasn't boo-boo facing.
Yeah. That fucking... Oh my God, Flair's match went 27 minutes.
Yeah, man.
Jesus Christ.
It was ridiculous.
There's only 2 matches on that whole... Oh, hold on, there's a little bit more. It went over fucking 10 minutes. That's insane. All right, sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, I thought the match was really good.
Impact.
And Ace Austin still looks awesome.
Ace Austin's good, yeah.
So, and then the second match I watched, because we kind of watched something that we'll talk about later, and maybe want to watch this guy more.
Yes.
Was Kushida against Rich Swann.
Interesting.
Kushida's the fucking man still.
Hey, Kushida rules.
Which we'll talk about more later.
Yeah.
And him and Rich Swann went out there and tore the fucking
That's
house
an interesting pairing for his first sort of Impact match.
Well, you know what's funny, and they pointed this out on commentary, they go, 2 former WWE Cruiserweight champions. I was like, holy shit, they're right.
Yeah.
Rich Swann had that belt many a moon ago.
Yeah, he was like holding 205 Live down. Yeah.
And so, it was, 2 former Cruiserweight champs.
Okay.
But yeah, it was really good. They're running the story where it was Chris Sabin versus Alex Shelley for the number 1 contender. First time they ever wrestled, apparently. Right. And Shelley beat him. Mm-hmm. And then that group Violence is Forever came out. It was like Joe Doring, Eric Young. Mm-hmm. I don't remember who else, and they were beating them down. Yeah. And Kushida came out for the save.
Is that what they're called? I thought Violence is Forever was Dom Guarini and Kevin Koo.
Maybe that's it. I don't know. Violence by design, maybe?
Okay, yeah.
Dude, there's so much violence in wrestling anymore. But yeah, it was Kushida, Rich Swann. They fucking tore it down.
Have they announced anything else for Kushida in Impact? Or was this sort of just he was over here, in and out?
No, well, he's still kind of here. Their pay-per-views coming up.
He lives here, yeah.
Yeah, their pay-per-views coming up. I'm not really sure what he's doing. But Impact's actually finished like 48 minutes ago. Okay. So we'll see moving forward. But Alex Shelley versus Josh Alexander at their upcoming pay-per-view for the world title.
That match is going to be killer.
Man, I love
more on Shelley later.
Yeah. I guess we'll take a weird turn and We'll talk WWE.
Oh, haven't heard those letters in that combination on this show in a long time.
So, with all these...
I don't know. We've never really covered Raw or SmackDown on this show. So it's been at least
I've covered a little bit
years
of
since we've watched.
SmackDown.
Yeah, oh, that's right. You used to talk about SmackDown
But then I gave up.
Yeah. Right.
So I was curious, and I was like, all right, let's skim through the DVR.
Yeah.
So I watched a match from SmackDown.
Right. Well, everybody keeps talking about the potential for the change, and Vince is gone. So when are they going to make a statement and blah blah blah?
Yeah. So I'm curious.
Playing into that really well because there's not going to be fundamental changes for a long time.
A while.
But they're leaning into it to boost their ratings,
of course,
smartly,
which it did.
Mm-hmm.
So on SmackDown, I only watched one match. It was Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus.
Okay.
Number one contenders
Interesting
match.
choice.
Yeah, number one contender match for the winner gets a shot at the Castle show they're doing over in England or in Wales or whatever.
Okay.
It's another stadium show they're doing.
Okay, interesting.
I'll tell you what, it opened the show, and I think the total runtime of commercials, by the time it was over, it was like 8:35, 8:40.
Wow.
Dude, it was really good.
Yeah.
They just beat the shit out of each other. Just two big brutes beating each other up.
Yeah.
And it's not like, New Japan hostile. It's that classic WWE, like, big guys beating each other up. And I go, I haven't really watched a match like this in a while.
Yeah.
There was your shenanigans. There was the tables involved.
Sure.
And shillelaghs.
Okay.
And whiskey jugs.
Okay.
Because, of course, they have to sports entertain.
I thought whiskey came in a jarro.
No, James Hetfield.
Okay.
That's a son of a bitch.
I like McIntyre for a long time. When he came back in NXT and we saw him, it was like, holy shit.
Yeah, and I still feel horrible for him that he got his WrestleMania moment robbed because of COVID.
Right. And I've never had a problem with Sheamus.
I
did one problem with Sheamus. When he braided his beard, that was when I had a problem with Sheamus.
Oh, and he came over with the mohawk, and he tried to be this heel, and the crowd just chanted, "You look stupid."
Yeah, you look stupid.
Yeah, but like him and Cesaro, they were great.
I got no problem with Sheamus.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man, it was good. I was shocked at how good it was.
Yeah, good.
I didn't watch anything else on the show.
Okay.
So that'll lead to SummerSlam. So we were hanging out Saturday night while SummerSlam was on. We weren't watching it.
No.
I was kind of looking through Twitter.
Sure.
And one thing popped up, and I showed the picture to you, and we both went, holy shit. So the first match on the show was Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's title.
Who the fuck said Bianca was one-dimensional? Was it Booker? Somebody this week said Bianca was one-dimensional.
Oh, yeah. Somebody said you take the title off of her and she means nothing.
Lawler. It was Lawler. Wasn't it Lawler?
What a fuck. Man, I hate... Dude. Punk said it kind of perfect a couple months ago, and he's like, all these old guys with their podcasts that nobody gives a fuck about need to go away. But yeah, Bianca versus Becky Lynch. I love Bianca. She's great. I love Becky. She's great. Right. Anytime we see wrestle, I'll always watch. And if you remember last year's SummerSlam, that's where Becky came back and beat Bianca in like 20 seconds. Right. So
yeah, Lawler, again, who knows, but he called her a one-trick pony.
What the fuck is her trick? That she's great and she can talk and she can wrestle. And she's a powerhouse and she has charisma.
Right. The one trick is that she's an all-around professional wrestler.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He's just mad that she's not 16.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly.
16. Oof.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
So yeah, this match was fucking awesome. They went out and killed it. Becky separated her shoulder about, like they said, 2 or 3 minutes into the match and wrestled like another 18 minutes with it.
Listen, Bex is...
she's awesome.
Listen, Ric Flair is going to be dead soon, so Bex is the man.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
Bianca, when she hit her with that KOD finisher at the end, was sick. She really laid it the fuck in, and it was awesome. Great moment for Bianca. Match was fantastic.
Yeah.
She's celebrating afterwards. Becky shakes her with the left hand, which a lot of people are like, why is she doing that? That's kind of weird. Obviously, then you find out her shoulder was fucked. Right. And you hear some music hit, and the crowd goes nuts, and out comes Bayley.
Yes.
Haven't seen Bayley's been out a long time with a fucking blown-out knee.
Yeah.
Sup, Bayley.
Always.
Oh, my. That's an all-timer there. And she's kind of jaw-jacking with Bianca in the aisleway. And she's like, "Oh, you think I came by myself?" And then the real shocker, Dakota Kai comes out.
Right.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So I read the story today. I guess I don't know if she did an interview or whatnot, but she said they didn't finalize the deal for her to come back until the day before.
That's crazy.
And she flew into Nashville the night before and just hid.
I saw her say that, there was a call with Tony Khan, but nothing ever came of it.
Yeah.
And that was sort of it. It just kind of dropped.
By that.
Me too. I think she's great.
Yeah, she's awesome in the ring, and she can fucking talk.
Right.
Very surprised that he didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. So yeah, that she comes back and Bay was just kind of like, "Oh, you thought that was it?
Yeah.
That's all? Okay." Fucking Io Shirai comes out.
Io Sky.
Well, it's Io Sky now. Whatever. I don't. You could name it. Could be worse. You just call her Io.
Io. That's fine. That's what I called her anyway.
Yeah. She comes out, and I, at this point, am flipping my lid because she's one of my favorite wrestlers in the world.
Right.
They get in the ring to confront Bianca. Becky steps up next to Bianca to ready to fight. They just back off. That's crazy.
I mean, that's I remember you showing me the picture when we were hanging out. That's Dakota and Io are two of the main components in NXT, having what was the best division in all of wrestling in their women's division. Giant components of it.
Yeah.
Io as NXT Women's Champ, it was insane.
Amazing.
I saw them showing the clip of her with the garbage can again.
Of course. How could you not?
Nuts. The Dakota heel turn on Knox.
Crazy. One of the best heel turns.
Right. One of the best moments in NXT. You pair them with the two better of the horsewomen. It's what it is.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that's. I like Sasha too, but I would put Becky at the top. With Sasha, Bailey can go either way.
Yeah,
but
Becky's number one.
Yeah, Becky's number one. I think all three of them are better than Charlotte.
Yeah, Charlotte's number 4,
and then
a distant 4th,
and then Bianca, who is amazing,
incredible.
Just the model of the reason why they wanted to go not wrestler, just crazy athlete that we can turn into a wrestler. But she's an exception to the rule. You're not going to get that result most of the time.
You're not.
She is great looking, great wrestler. The physique is out of this world. An amazing athlete. Has the great gimmick with the hair. She just works. That's a great. That's immediately is all right. I'm going to pay attention to this women's division.
Absolutely.
That's
100%.
As of right now, and not that I'm going to be tuning in a ton. I did watch a little bit of the Raw after, but I'm going to be paying attention to what's going on in the women's division because that's the only thing I can trust because I know those players, and it's really, really hard for you to fuck up those players.
Yeah, it's a shame Becky's going to be out now for a while.
Yeah, that sucks.
Thankfully, no surgery, but they said, depending on how bad it is, you could be healed anywhere between 2 to 12 weeks.
Yeah,
so
it sucks.
But
Becky's tough as nails.
Yeah, but hey, let's don't rush.
Right.
Yeah, then I didn't watch anything else on the show.
Yeah. Well, we did. We saw Lesnar
except for the main event.
Yeah.
Roman Brock, had to watch it. Last man standing. The match itself, before the shenanigans really popped off, was okay. Brock diving off the big tractor at the beginning of the match was nuts. The Roman mic grab was sick. The smoothest motherfucker alive.
I showed that to Michelle, and I was like, "You have to watch this wrestling clip. It's the coolest fucking
and because it's Roman Reigns, I'm sure she was
because she loves Roman.
She does,
and she watched and she looked at me and she said, "If I wasn't into Roman Reigns before, I would be now because that was the smoothest shit." And she goes, "How hard must it have been for Brock?" To not just give him that was fucking cool, break character mid and be yo, that was
he
fucking
caught the mic
awesome.
And Rome just winked at him. I was like, God damn it,
insane.
You're the coolest human being.
Right. I acknowledge him. He's my tribal chief.
He is the ooh-ah man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Once that in the tractor when he lifted up the fucking ring, what a spectacle.
Yeah.
It just when they say WWE does spectacle better than anybody,
right. That's what it is.
Absolutely, it was. Fucking insane.
It is an
man.
aspect of wrestling that absolutely deserves its spot.
Yeah.
But it should not be the only thing, which is why a lot of people are having a hard time with that.
Yeah.
AEW fails more often than not at the spectacle, but they bring a completely different product to the table.
Yeah.
But spectacle, that's where you're going to go. The arena looked massive.
You're in a stadium.
Although I did see pictures today of Hard Camp side that they just left empty.
Yeah, of course.
And WWE guys like to give AEW shit when they do that, but won't give WWE shit. That's just TV wrestling. It's just what it is.
It was crazy.
Right.
Roman Reigns, man, he's the man there.
His
rise, presence is insane.
It really should be studied, and I know you could probably do an entire podcast about it, but like that's a dude that like he was always fine. He was never my guy.
Out of the Shield, I was always like, okay, Ambrose, Rollins, Reigns.
Right. He always Rollins never connected with me, but it was obvious that he was better in the ring. That Roman was a little stiffer, sort of a good-looking, great-looking guy.
Yeah.
Has the lineage, believable as like a guy who will whoop you.
Sure.
But like the weakest in ring and sort of this like the muscle there, so he could have the lesser personality. And after that, like his rise to where he is now is remarkable.
Yeah.
All of that into the leukemia stuff and him leaving and like putting his foot down when they asked him to return and he didn't want to and people weren't being safe. And then like the charisma and the attitude and then he put it together. And again, he's not this amazing fucking wrestler.
No,
it doesn't have to be. But he knows how to use it now. He knows how to play to his strengths. And the character and the charisma and the sort of...
And putting Heyman with him,
right,
I feels like
the way he carries himself it's amazing.
Yeah.
And really is something that I think people are going to look back on and be like, how did we get this guy out of that guy? And how do we do that for other people? Because it's pretty remarkable.
It's wild when you go back and look at that Royal Rumble where The Rock came out and helped him.
Right.
And when The Rock's raising his hand in the middle of the ring and he's getting booed.
Right.
And it's like, wait a minute, people are booing The Rock?
Right.
Like, what?
Well, people hated Roman as champion.
Oh, they couldn't. Because like they said, it was just another Cena.
Right.
And wow, he has turned it the fuck around.
Absolutely.
He's killing it, man.
He really is.
He better not lose that title until WrestleMania.
Yeah.
He has, but it's tough because he has both. And then when you don't care about your secondary titles, wait a minute. I think they're going to start caring about their secondary titles, DJ.
Yeah.
Because I watched some Monday Night Raw.
Dude, I watched match.
I watched a few.
Okay.
So they announced 2 triple threat matches that night. And the winners of those would then later in the night face off.
Right.
I saw the number one contender for the U.S. title.
Yes. I missed the 3-ways.
Okay. Well, before the first 3-way, they ran like a 2-minute video about the lineage of the United States title.
How far back?
Like Dusty Rhodes.
Really?
Dude, there was clips of Dusty talking.
Interesting.
They showed like the original old NWA titles.
Yeah, they should change this dumb red, white, and blue flag belt back to something that looks cool.
They talked like they said like 22 WWE Hall of Famers went on were US champions.
Right.
Like they showed Bret Hart when he had it.
Yeah.
Goldberg, Dusty, Rick Rude, Booker T,
right?
John Cena.
It was also is a WCW title until the buyout.
Yeah,
it was an attempt at sort of, and it was sort of the match of the Intercontinental title. That was sort of,
and that's what it was. It was always the secondary title.
Right, it was the secondary title. You had that, then you get your title shot. It was WCW wasn't necessarily the working title like the IC title was in WWF, but
they even showed Stunning Steve, Ricky Steamboat.
But as you say, Hitman had it, but Hitman didn't get it until he was in WCW.
Well, yeah, but still, he had it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they were just kind of building up how important this title is and the history there.
That's awesome.
And I was like, dude, this fucking 2 minutes was so goddamn effective.
And they're allowed to call it a belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, this is great.
Yeah.
This is all you need to do. I'm fucking in.
Apparently on SummerSlam 2, Adam Cole, Michael Cole was really good. Everybody said all that shit was like...
Michael Cole in the main event was fucking awesome. He kept yelling at the referee and yelling his name. It was like, because Roman just kept laying Brock out. Brock kept getting back up at the end. Mm-hmm. And he yelled at the referee. He's like, Chad, he goes, will you count faster already? Knock this off. End this, please.
That's funny.
So I watched. So one of the notes about one of the triple threat matches was AJ Styles versus Mustafa Ali versus The Miz.
Yes.
It was fucking good, man.
I didn't see this match. I tuned in late. I was like, oh, let me give it a shot. But I
bet you saw the finish.
I saw the finish, and that's some smooth shit.
Ali hits the 450 onto The Miz, kind of pops up, and AJ catches him with the Styles Clash onto The Miz.
Right.
Smooth, brother.
Listen, I love AEW. I'm not going to become a WWE guy again overnight at all.
No, me neither.
But if this is a company that's like, you know what, we're going to let AJ Styles like wrestle like AJ Styles again, it's going to be hard to beat.
A lot of the show there was a fuck ton of wrestling on it. Another match I ended up watching because it's developed throughout the show. And Becky at the beginning came out and cut a promo, which was basically like, yeah, so having me be a bad guy was pretty fucking stupid, wasn't it? And she's like, I think I'm back to being the man.
Nice.
Which I was like, there you go.
Good.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And she was like dressed in like the all black like she was wearing when she was the man. I was like,
nice.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
But throughout the show, Bayley and Dakota and Io are beating people up. Bianca challenges one of them to a match. So later in the night, we end up getting Bianca Belair versus Io Sky.
I saw they did that, yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
This was a barn burner. It went like, I think, 17 minutes of TV time.
That's awesome.
It was fucking awesome, man.
That's, you know what?
It ends in a DQ, so it doesn't hurt.
I think I did.
Either of them.
I did see that because they all come out.
We were watching it. We were texting about it. Yeah.
People were complaining that it was like a fuck finish and whatever. I don't have a problem with it at all. You're starting this thing off. You don't want to give the advantage over one or the other right now, especially with people coming up over. If Bianca beats Io, then it's automatically like, well, she's just an NXT or whatever. But I was like, if you're playing in the WWF now, I'm gonna call it WWF. Fuck it. You're playing in the WWF now is. We're just going to let Io wrestle all our top women's talent. You're going to get me watching. Yeah. I love Io.
Absolutely. Me too. And Bianca had her back up with Asuka and Alexa Bliss. Is
that who like sort of subbed in for Becky? They're doing that 3-on-3 instead?
I think so because...
my guess it would have been Becky, Asuka, and Bianca.
Which was like, holy
crazy
shit.
Team.
Because Bayley and her friends, they came out and interrupted Asuka. Alexa during the in the middle of the show. Yeah. So it was nice. Like it was a coherent storyline throughout the show, which was nice.
You mean the show wasn't rewritten by a 77-year-old maniac an hour before?
Surprisingly, no. And the last match I ended up watching, which was the number one contender match for the U.S. title, Tommaso Ciampa, AJ Styles.
I watched this. This was awesome.
Dude, how fucking good was this?
Absolutely.
I was shocked at how good this was. Yeah. Ciampa got the win. I feel like that's Trips being like, all right, let's go. Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, that's his boy.
Yeah. I think he's going to get a nice push. I don't see him beating Bobby Lashley.
Nah.
But who knows?
Who knows? Ciampa is great.
In ring, he's great. And dude, on the mic too, he's got even better.
I actually think this Miz pairing is good for him.
It's very good for
especially because when it eventually breaks apart and he beats Miz, you become an instant gigantic babyface.
Yeah, just like Alex Riley did, right?
Right, just like Alex Riley did.
Say it to my face.
I do want to say this though, really quick. Maurice in the gear at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And the I don't watch the show, but the gifs of her trying to teach Miz French on the reality show, and then her here, Maurice is like all timer. Like people need to start considering her, like putting a respect on that, because I look at Maurice now and I'm like, yo, like this is. She's working it, and it's you know, she was not a good wrestler when they used to try to make her wrestle.
It's Michelle's favorite wrestler, remember?
Right? Michelle hated her. Michelle still does. Yep. That's all I'm gonna say. Maurice is that they're special there. Let's just say this is Greece. I'm very sorry for this.
When the fuck did Adam get here?
Motherhood worked well for Maurice. That's all I'm gonna say.
Picking up what you're putting down, brother. Yeah. Great. But yeah, the match was awesome. I thought so.
Yeah, and the match was really good.
You're just started off in the States.
I am. Yep. Ciampa's great. It was a really cool matchup. It's fun to see this, you know.
Yeah. Listen, am I gonna sit there every Monday night for 3 hours? I'm not. I'm just not gonna do it.
No.
But It was fun.
It's funny too because they did a segment with Ciampa backstage, and was it him and AJ Styles? I think it was. No, it's him and somebody else, like a little bit older. Maybe it was him and Miz. I know it was him and Miz for sure, but there was somebody else, and I was like, "Oh, Ciampa's not as small as you think he is. Like he's not like giant tall, but like he probably close enough to 6 foot that they can lie about it, and that's all you ever need to be." So
I mean, AJ Styles towered over.
That's why I know it's not AJ because he's the tallest man.
I know we're not talking. It definitely wouldn't have been AJ in that backstage segment.
Right. That's why the WWE probably didn't pursue Satnam Singh at all because in AEW he looks like a giant. Yeah. But if you put him if you have him even passing in a catering in a backstage segment,
mortal man,
it just makes AJ make him look small. Yeah. So
can't be having that.
Right.
So. Yeah, WWE. I guess we'll see how it goes
throughout
time.
Right, they're playing it the right way to get people back like us interested.
And they popped a big rating for Raw.
I think Trips and them know that's the work they have to do. Then Trips goes on fucking TV and says that before Vince, the wrestling was just in bars.
I saw people like getting mad about it. What do you want him to say?
Right, exactly. 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 He could just say
toe the line.
He could say it was Vince has made it national, which is true, and all that kind of shit. But like immediately, people are like, "Oh, I guess the Sportatorium is just a fucking bar now," and this, that, and the other thing. And I get it. And if you think back to the old Georgia Championship Wrestling and even the NWA set, the one they brought back with Conrad at that show at Starrcast. Like, they shot that really well, but, like, if you turn the camera on the other side of the ring from that set, it's, like, 3 rows of people. Like, they were small. They were small little shows for TV. So that might be what he's referencing, but, whatever.
Like studio wrestling.
Right, studio wrestling, that kind of stuff. Sort of like what NWA shoots now. Is, it's a couple hundred people, enough to make noise in a small space to keep your costs down. Maybe that's what he meant. People are going to jump all over that shit. But they're marketing it the right way. They're attaching themselves to the right kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll watch that shit.
Absolutely. You put fucking Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Shirai.
Right.
And then the rumors that like Sasha and Naomi are coming back too. Like that women's division just explodes.
Right. And you're letting a guy like Mustafa Ali, who was begging to leave, get on the show and wrestle.
Yeah.
Wrestle.
Yeah.
You're doing the right things.
Absolutely. So let's talk about something that we don't really ever talk about.
Yes.
Happened Saturday.
Okay.
The AIW first annual Bill Alfonso Hardcore Tournament.
Do we have permission to do this?
I'll grant permission.
Okay, thank you.
We're not going to talk about the whole show.
No. We will let At Odds with Wrestling cover
of course,
that entire thing. Listen to them. They were there.
Yeah. First thing I was super happy about was hearing Sposto back on commentary.
Right. The real reason why I put it on and watched it in its entirety.
Yeah. I ended up watching the whole thing.
Yeah, me too.
Nightmare Freddy versus Ultramantis.
It's going into incredible. It's the advertised, not advertised, but it's the
focal point for me.
It's the headliner for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the real Freddy. Versus Ultramantis, a dream match for Ultramantis, a dream match for Nightmare Freddy. I'm sure. That match was a goddamn blast.
It sure
Everything
was,
involving
man.
Nightmare Freddy was a blast. Yeah. But that match was awesome. It was goofy and great, and they're just having fun. Joe warming my heart all night with making sure he kept tabs on the neck flaps.
Absolutely.
It's very important. I think
Joe dropped a nutsack too on commentary, which made me giggle.
Lots of cool stuff. Fun show all around. Again, listen to At Odds.
Yeah.
They'll cover it more in depth.
I'm sure.
A really fun show on Jerry's Internet Wrestling Emporium. If you like it's not deathmatch, this is old school hardcore stuff.
It's a hardcore tournament.
You want to see Madman Pondo wrestle in 2022? If that's what you want to call it.
Yeah.
He's there.
Of course, the Nightmare Freddy Derek Dillinger interaction.
Right, that was fun.
Was fun.
Dillinger getting thrown onto Joe Sposto is an all-time spot.
Freddy,
hilarious.
help!
Yeah, him yelling at Freddy for help is great. That should be gifted, videoed forever.
You're damn right,
and reused. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Fighting through the rafters, chaos. Fonzie reffing the main event,
which is cool.
Dillinger and Kaplan in there too.
Bushwhacker Luke in the tag match.
Bushwhacker Luke in the tag match. I'll tell you what, Bushwhacker Luke is a 75-year-old man, and he looked maybe that extra 2 years matters. Maybe it doesn't.
Yeah.
But he looked a little better than old
that
Ricky.
Was wild.
It was.
And the last thing I'll say about this show, Josh Bishop needs to get.
Dude,
he needs to be on television.
I don't understand it. We've talked about it before. I've inquired privately. He is a good-looking guy. He's got the build and the physique. He's
a shit kicker.
He's a shit kicker. I'm going to say limited and don't mean that in a bad way because he doesn't need to be.
He's young.
Right,
too,
he's
dude.
young.
Oh my God.
But he's got the size and the look that he just needs to be a shit kicker with a couple big moves. I don't know why they're not looking, or if they did, they didn't pick him up. I don't get it. When I look at him, I'm like, this, he does the
jumps off the screen.
Right, and he does the fist bump. Like, I just see Sid. I've seen Sid
course,
since the first time I've seen him.
Yep.
The wrestling needs a Sid Vicious, Sid Justice. They don't have one.
Yeah.
But yeah, lights up a screen, jumps off.
Man, he's fucking awesome.
He really is. He just jumps off the screen.
Yeah.
Kaplan wins the tournament.
Yep.
The first ever
Kaplan's
Fonzie.
awesome.
Kaplan is awesome.
Yeah.
Talk about a shit kicker.
Yeah. First time I saw him was against PCO. That one match from a couple months ago was nuts.
This was a fun show.
It was a fun watch. Yeah.
Crazy stuff, good stuff. Bushwhacker Luke. I showed Michelle Bushwhacker Luke, and I was like, "Who is that?" She's like, "I don't know his name, but you do his dumb walk all the time." And I was like, "Yeah, I do. You're right. You can still catch me walking around the house like a bushwhacker."
And then you start licking her face.
I did. Well, I do that anyway.
Well,
that's not a bushwhacker thing.
Listen, what you do in your home is your business. All right. I guess
she likes it, not because I like it.
I'm sure she does.
Thank God she doesn't listen to podcasts. Nobody tweeted my wife about that. Oh, she left Twitter. You don't have to worry about it. Good.
She'll be back.
She will be.
She left, but she didn't.
She didn't.
All right, let's go to All Elite Wrestling. Rampage, a.k.a. the show.
Keep pulling her back in.
A.k.a. the show no one watches.
What is it, Rampage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a big problem with Rampage.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
So we'll go. I just have Best Friends versus ROH guys, which was Sanjay Dutt, Jay Lethal, and Satnam Singh.
Yeah.
In the 6-man.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay. OC was fun. Sanjay Dutt was fun. His
Sanjay
interactions
was fun.
were fun.
OC breaking the pencil, the big pop that got. Satnam Singh is just El Gigante.
Yeah,
he has the exact same origin, and he's just as capable in the ring as...
When's he going to start wearing an airbrushed bodysuit?
That would only make him better.
To make him Giant Gonzalez Jr.
Right. El Hijo del El Gigante. Yeah, he just the big energy there. Basketball player that washed out almost immediately.
He's too big.
Yeah, and then just not mobile enough, whatever. And then goes to wrestling and is extremely limited and forced upon the crowd. That's whatever. But OC's fun. OC gets the big pop. And I don't know if when I was watching this or if it was Dynamite, but I'll talk about it now. Michelle's like, is there anybody in these crowds that doesn't love Orange Cassidy? Yeah. And I was like, no,
everybody
does. There's people out there that don't, but
those people are not worth my time.
Right. But those live crowds, they love that dude. Yeah. Rightfully so.
Wardlow runs out at the end to make the save.
Right. Because they're building something here.
Yeah. Wardlow, Jay Lethal.
Yeah. Super weird. Ugh. Whatever.
I don't know. That's weird to me. Next thing I have here is Ethan Page versus Leon Ruffin.
Yep. This is a squish.
Good TV squash.
Right.
That's all.
Right.
That's all it needed to be.
You're doing something with Ethan Page.
Yeah.
Big Stoke is watching.
Stokes are watching.
And this is the first sort of sniff that the Men of the Year are done and that Dan Lambert's away.
I fucking hope so.
And I was like,
Sky's out hurt.
And I was like, is this what's happening? I sure hope so.
So are you okay with the Ethan Page being inserted into that I hate this place guy slot? Or do you think that's kind of lazy? Or do you think that's always going to be a part of AEW?
I think it's an easy...
There's always going to be a guy who hates this place.
I think it's an easy story to tell.
Yeah.
I think it's easy to get the crowd to bite on it. Is it lazy? Sure. But lots of wrestling's lazy.
Yeah. And there's no knock on Ethan Page.
No.
No. I don't want anybody to think that.
Right. Ideally, you could probably be more creative, especially with a guy like him. But if it's a role you want to have, he's a good guy to fill it.
Yeah.
I guess is the thing.
Looking in the camera, being like, I hate this place.
Right.
Them on commentary being like, oh, did he just say he hates this place?
Right.
Yeah. You need to let him shine. More on that later.
Yes.
Next I have Lee Moriarty, Matt Seidel.
You just skipped over, it's also a waste of podcasting time because it's a waste of TV time. Cole Carter and QT Marshall.
That's why I skipped over.
Why don't you go home and go to sleep, but maybe not with the fishes.
This is on television.
Listen, this is where my issue with Rampage comes in, right? And it's a good
preach, brother.
This is a good place to talk about it because the end of this thing is pretty good. Like the end of the show.
Okay.
Like the last half of the show is pretty good. But if you want people to watch Rampage, and we've talked about it, and Rampage is an interesting thing because it's in a shitty time slot. Yeah. Right? It's in a death spot.
Most people are not staying home on Friday night until 10 p.m. to watch Rampage.
Right. It's meant to have the feel and be more like a WCW Saturday Night or
Thunder.
I don't even think it's meant to be as big as Thunder. It feels like a Thunder, but Thunder was meant to be a big show.
Yeah. Thunder ended up becoming like the second show in a recap show. Right.
But I think that this is meant to be sort of like you could see some people you don't normally see, but it's not appointment viewing. You can catch it when you catch it.
Yeah.
And
you're
whatever,
right about
right?
that.
Because if you watch WCW Saturday Night, you would occasionally get some cool Ultimo Dragon and Regal matches.
Steve Austin versus Randy Savage.
Right. Right. So I think it's meant to be more like that. But it's booked.
Dean Malenko versus Mark Stone.
Right. It's booked to be like you don't want anyone to watch it.
Yeah, it's weird.
If people don't get a Cole Carter and QT Marshall backstage thing here, are people going to care? No. Can you do that on Dark or Dark Elevation and get the same reaction? Yeah, because it's sort of where it belongs.
Yeah, it's just a pre-tape.
This is a thing that I know it doesn't matter. It's in a death spot, and Tony Khan's not worried about this shit. And I'm not an executive. I'm not involved in TV. I don't run a wrestling company. So, and I said this on Twitter a bunch. If it was my wrestling company, would I be doing this shit? Absolutely not. But it's not my wrestling company, so it's not my fucking decision.
Yeah.
But being said, every time Rampage's ratings are released, people run it through the fucking mud, and they're bleeding viewers for this fucking show, and they don't factor in streaming and rewatches and all that, because I don't watch it live. I watch it later, all that kind of shit.
Super
I think
rare that
everybody
I watch
does.
It live.
Right.
I think I watched the first episode live, obviously the CM Punk return I watched live. And after that,
and that's a good point. When you do that, when you debut CM Punk on Rampage, you're like, hey, people need to watch Rampage, right? But now, comparing then to now, sort of just looks like you gave up on the show. And you're wasting TV time. And TV time is valuable, right?
Yeah.
And one of the problems with AEW, and not a problem, but what people perceive to be a problem, is that not everybody's getting on TV when they can be. You all right?
Thought I heard something.
Oh. Probably just a truck up at the road or something.
Could be.
But the problem is when you get... people think you're not getting enough people on TV every week, right? And you could use Rampage to fill in that solution, because technically you only have 2 hours of primetime TV viewing. WWE gets a lot more people on TV because they have...
The time slots are better.
The time slots are better. They have 5 hours of TV. Like, it's crazy.
7 if you count NXT.
Right. And you're going to fit a lot more people in there. And AEW doesn't have that luxury. But a lot of times, and even a 10-minute segment could be a 6-minute match and a promo that gets somebody over. Mm-hmm. You're wasting minutes of precious TV time, and you're basically training people not to watch, because when they tune in to watch, they're getting good matches, but also QT Marshall segments against the NXT cast-off,
which we don't need.
It makes no sense. It has no fucking purpose here. So like they are listless. They're rudderless with Rampage, and I don't know if it the chicken or the egg. Did they Did the ratings drop so they decided to give up on it, or did they give up on it and that caused the ratings to drop?
Yeah. That's
because
true.
it started off like this is going to be a hot show.
I get it, the first show, but it was Christian versus Kenny for the Impact World title.
Right.
That's huge.
Right.
So then, like, even, I don't know, a month or so ago, you had like Eddie versus Takeshita. People were tuning in for that.
Right. And like Leon Ruffin with the squash is important. That matters for what you're doing on Dynamite, right? Best friends, that adds into what you're doing on Dynamite. This QT Marshall shit can go right to fucking hell.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be there.
It doesn't make any sense. The main event is you're wasting TV time. You really are.
Yep.
But anyway, Moriarty, Matt Sydal.
Yeah, I thought it was okay.
I thought it was okay.
Yeah, nothing like to jump off the page.
One thing, best part of this whole match.
Stokely.
What about Stokely?
Losing his glasses.
Right. So Stokely loses his glasses accidentally.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they're going to do the corner spot, and they're right where he's going to land because Moriarty's going to move out of the way. It's going to be double stomp, and Stokes' glasses are getting fucking annihilated.
Yep.
If Moriarty very slyly doesn't see it, because Sydal doesn't, see it, scoop him out to the other side and get him to Stoke without missing a beat in the match.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't supposed to be a part of the match. They just came off. They fell in the ring. And he gets it off and gets it back to Stoke without missing a spot, without being out of place. Brilliant wrestling. Brilliant, mindful, take care of shit kind of thing in the ring. That was smooth as fuck. And then they tease Moriarty teaming up with Stoke.
Yeah, because Moriarty takes the business card at the end.
Right.
So
because Stoke is building a stable of studs.
Stokes recruiting, baby.
Or maybe an alliance that's dangerous.
The next thing I have is the Acclaimed music video. Yep.
We got the Claudio interview.
Yeah.
Before that.
Oh, was that with him and Yuta?
Yeah.
Yeah, where Yuta tricked him, Jericho into that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Yeah.
It
was alright.
I had ideas for this what they should have done with it, and they didn't. And all of my hopes and dreams from last week have been swirled down an awful Tony Khan backstage booking toilet.
Oh boy.
But whatever, it is what it is. We also had a Brit promo in there. Whatever.
Oh, well.
And the Acclaim music video, I was like, well, this is weird.
Yeah, right. It was just weird.
But then they announced that there's going to be a dumpster match, and I immediately got happy.
They sure did.
So.
And then, main event.
I got no notes on it.
Anna J. Ruby. It was okay. So I do agree with some of the discourse this week, hearing about, the AEW women and how it's not good and nobody watches their matches. Give it a chance.
Sure.
I think people do need to give it a fair shot.
I don't think this match was bad.
No, but
I think
a lot of people are like, oh, the prototypical piss break match,
Sure.
like.
I think it's booked wrong. I think it's match ordered wrong. I think Tony Khan knows that people want to leave Rampage because it's a long night, so he puts this stuff
and it's
last,
tough.
and people leave.
It's tough, because you do want to elevate the women,
sure,
and give them a main event spot.
Right.
It is tough though when it's we're 4 hours into a show, and people are tired, and people want to go home,
right. And when you put that there, it looks like you're putting that there because it doesn't matter. If you put like the OC match that opened the show, if you put that at the end, people are going to stick around probably.
Who was it a couple weeks ago? I think it was like Tony Storm Nyla was the main event of Rampage. They said, people left in droves.
Right.
It's hard because I do feel like you want to give them that shot. You want to give them the main event. You want to make it feel important.
Right.
But just the timing of it doesn't work.
Right. And AEW has, I don't want to say a problem, but a disadvantage because a lot of their wrestlers are young and their women's division especially is very young. So and they're trying to develop them, but they don't have developmental to do that in.
No.
Mm-mm. They don't have house shows to let Anna Jay get her reps in. She's back to dressing like a magician's assistant.
Yeah. Anna JAS just screaming, "I'll choke you out" everywhere.
Right. That hits a certain market. Maybe not the one they wanted to, but it hits a market.
Of course.
Just
like Rhea Ripley wrapping her legs around Dom Mysterio, choking him out.
Yeah.
That hit a market for sure.
But yeah, I think, sadly, right or wrong, I think when it's booked the way it is, like Rampage, I think the main event of Rampage has been booked poorly enough that people know they can leave during it and can plan to leave during it. And I think they take advantage of that. And I think Rampage has an issue that way. I get what they're trying to do, but you got to figure it out. And they are. You know, I don't know much about her, but they're bringing in Madison Rain to sort of coach. They announced that yesterday
and this
or
week's
whatever.
Rampage will be better because it's live. It's
Right.
an actual live one.
Yeah.
And I think it's being taped after Battle of the Belts, which is this Saturday.
Okay, so they're doing Battle of the Belts, and they'll show that Saturday, but the Rampage
is
okay.
live.
All right,
So
interesting.
maybe it'll be better. I don't know. But can't wait for Battle of the Belts, though. Fucking Claudio and Takeshita for the
Right.
ROH World title.
Right, and the interesting thing about that, though, is because is it moved up or is it still at 10 o'clock?
No, Battle of the Belts? Rampage. 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. So, again, knowing how late that is, and it's live, they're going to put Claudio Takeshita on first.
Well, yeah, it'll be
and
because
the
they're
main
going to
event,
film Battle of the
right.
Belts before.
And the main event is going to feel lesser.
Unless they film Battle of the Belts after, but that wouldn't make sense.
No, that would be nuts. Yeah,
I think they're on the East Coast.
But like and it's going to make the main event feel lesser, and it's just what it is. It's the way they're booking it.
Oh no, maybe they're in Michigan. I think Michigan's an hour behind us.
Yeah,
So it might make
sounds
it
about right.
a little better, maybe. I don't know.
They're definitely not. What's Battle Belts is an hour.
Yeah.
So maybe.
So really, if you only do like a couple dark matches,
right? If it's
Rampage,
2.5 hour, you could
and
probably
then
pull that off.
Battle of the Belts after.
Yeah. It'd be interesting because you would think that Rampage would have something that would feed into Battle of the Belts, and you wouldn't want to do them out of order.
That's what I mean. Like you do Rampage first, and then Battle of the Belts afterwards. Because I do think, where is it? I'm pretty sure it's in Michigan.
Yeah.
AEW Rampage.
Yeah. But like Claudio Takeshita, I know Takeshita isn't a giant star, but he is catching on, and I know he's leaving soon. But that's a main event.
Oh, 100%.
So,
yeah. All right. I don't know where it's at,
whatever.
but
That's
whatever.
fine. But
because Moxley. We'll talk about that later.
Okay. But yeah.
So yeah. All right. Let's get into Dynamite from last night.
Dynamite.
Kicking it off with Jay Lethal versus Orange Cassidy.
Right.
Which I'm totally fine with them opening the show.
Absolutely.
I'm totally happy with Trent and Chuck with their Vincent Adult Man.
Yes.
Which it made me sad that you don't watch BoJack Horseman.
I don't. Apparently, they've done Best Friends have done this a long time ago. Yeah. Also,
but like Excalibur on commentary was like, "Oh, Trent and Chuck, normal human adults doing adult things," which is like Vincent Adultman from BoJack.
Yeah, I don't watch BoJack. I know it exists. I'm sure I would. Yeah. To me, that was a Muppet Man.
Yeah.
And that's what that is. It's been, the Little Rascals used to do it. Everybody's fucking done it. Yeah. But it was funny. I really liked this match.
Yeah.
I think it was good. I think they played off of each other really well.
Yeah.
Until the finish, I get it.
What are we doing?
What they're doing is they're trying to make Jay Lethal seem like he fucking matters.
Jay Lethal should not be pinning Orange Cassidy in 2022.
Right. And I said this was the origin of like the would I be doing that on television in 2022? No, but it's not my wrestling company.
He could have wrestled Chuck.
He could have.
He could have wrestled Trent.
Yes.
And if he got the win over them, I'd say, I get it. I get it.
Right. This is another thing I wanted to talk about is we talk about all the time. Orange Cassidy's bulletproof. Yeah. There's kids in the front row every show dressed as him. The crowd goes nuts for him. He's wildly over.
There's Amazon selling knockoff Orange Cassidy costumes now.
Yeah, but because he's bulletproof, doesn't mean there's not a limit to it.
Yeah.
And he don't win a lot anymore. I guess he kind of did,
yeah.
But a higher profile thing like this, where you're just building to what is seemingly Wardlow beating the shit out of Jay Lethal, it's weird to sacrifice OC at that altar. But does it ultimately hurt OC? No. Yeah. I would have rathered if they were going to do it. Fuck finish it, but AEW also gets a lot of shit for doing too many fuck finishes.
Yeah, and then OC gave an interview this week where he's like, "I'm the only person here who's had 6 or 7 breakout matches.
Right?
Why do I keep having breakout matches?
Right?
You know, like,
true. Did he really say that?
Yeah.
With who? Did he break character to say it?
No, it was just like an interview, but he's just like, I have 6 or 7. I'm the only one with 6 or 7 breakout matches, which a lot of people started speculating. I wonder what his pop would sound like at the Royal Rumble.
Nah, there's no way.
I'm just saying, people were speculating.
Sure. I don't think that would happen at all. I get it, and OC's top 5 over people in the company.
Absolutely.
Number one seller and everything.
Yeah, he's
you
huge.
know,
I love him.
right.
You love him. We all love him.
His first action figure was one of the first to like open eyes with how quickly it sold.
Yeah.
But I think too and like Tony Khan loves him. A lot of wrestlers love him. But as much as Chris Jericho will say how good he is, Chris Jericho will also tell you that shtick ain't going to win you a world championship.
Sure.
And I think that's unfair. I think the fans should dictate that a little bit. OC's one of those dudes that is, and I fear this for other wrestlers too, so over naturally that they're going to be overlooked for belts their whole careers because they don't need it.
Man, the pop like of him winning a world title though would be amazing.
Right. The pop of him winning the TNT title.
Yeah.
Or anything would be huge. Him
Same
winning
with
a
Eddie.
tournament.
Same with Eddie.
Right, and that's who I'm referencing with Eddie.
Yeah.
They're over so naturally because they connect with the audience so well that they're going to be overlooked for titles because a title is meant to elevate you and they don't need it. But it would elevate the company. I think, and also as much as we all fucking hate him and as much as Tony Khan or whoever wants to say he's an old man and out of touch, Cornette still has a lot of influence with wrestling fans, casual and dedicated. And he would be the first to and bring a legion of people to shit all over OC in a legitimate role, even though Jim Cornette booked the Ninja Turtles to wrestle in Smoky Mountain.
Yeah,
so
a lot of people with Cornette too. Apparently there was a clip this week from one of his shows where he was talking about how he feels like Jay Lethal's not being, or he's being hidden because he's not friends with the booker.
Okay.
And people are like, "Do you even watch the fucking shows?" He's all over their product.
Right. He's all over their
He's
product.
all over AEW, Ring of Honor. He's fucking all like
right.
So,
and Cornette don't watch shit, but he has the ability and he knows what tactics he's using and who he stole them from to lie about shit and get his base riled up to get more views because his viewership has dropped. His listenership has dropped. He's even less important than he was 2 years ago.
Yep.
And he's trying to do whatever he can.
Yeah.
But their OC's still bulletproof. I don't think it hurts him in any way right now. But if you keep it up, eventually not only will he be sort of done and fed up, but the crowd will be too.
Yeah. Next you had the Undisputed Elite returns.
Yeah.
The Undisputed Elite is done.
Yes.
Because finally Adam Cole and Fish and O'Reilly turn on the Bucks.
Right. And O'Reilly and Cole still not cleared.
No. Well, I did like that line that was just like, well, we're not cleared.
Right.
But Bobby's cleared, and why aren't you going with
picking him? Right.
And I'm just like, that makes sense.
Makes sense. Right.
And then they turn on the Bucks and beat them down.
I know why they're not picking Bobby Fish, but
well, yeah, because he's 40,000 years old,
right?
Yeah, and he was supposed to. I was like, damn, crazy how Cole and Fish and O'Reilly just turned face. Essentially, like it's bad guys turn on other bad guys,
right?
Like that should make you good guys, sort of.
But it's making the Bucks good guys. That's what
it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then of course Hangman runs out and makes the save,
right,
with his casual wife beater butterfly jean combo.
Whatever. I'm fine with it.
So yeah, they're setting up for the Hangman and the Bucks to be back together.
And the trio titles are looming.
Sure.
At some point.
A month away.
And Tony Khan straight up said like these titles ain't showing up till Kenny's back. And it's interesting that they're not. I worry about Kenny's health. I worry Kenny talking in interviews weeks and months ago about how he's not going to be able to be physically where he was before. This and that. I know when we have the conversations that Kenny's marquee. Kenny will always be marquee.
Yeah.
But the long-standing rumor was Kenny and the Bucks entering the tournament, winning it, obviously. And maybe that's not the case. Maybe Kenny's not ready, and he was like, "Listen, don't hold off forever. Let's get this rolling because my timetable's a little further out than we thought. Who knows? Maybe he is holding off because he wants to be in better shape than he can currently get to right now for his own personal reasons. But also there is the potential here for, and you said heels turning on heels, that who becomes the babyface here. It's a little weird. There's also potential for Hangman to join up with the Bucks, about to enter this tournament, and Kenny comes back, and this was all just a ploy to bury Hangman further, and then it's Kenny in the Bucks, and Hangman then has to go back to the open arms of his friends in the Dark Order And then it's the story of Kenny and the Bucks meant to dominate this tournament until they're met with the willpower of Hangman Page dragging the Beaver Boys with him, kicking and screaming to the finals of this tournament.
Yeah, it's tough. I get what you're saying, but it's like, would the Bucks turn on Hangman, or would they just be like, Kenny's our boy, we got to go with him?
I think you would turn and make them heel again because I think they work better.
But it's weird though because it's like you just turn him face,
right?
Now you're gonna
turn back.
Go that
right
that quick though.
Yeah, because you
that's like I feel like I don't know. You're getting it gets too cute.
Sure,
like
But what else do the Bucks do?
No,
cute stuff.
I understand, but like they've been heel for a long time now,
right? And I think you could play it off as that we weren't actually babyface. We were just fucking with Hangman, which makes them even bigger heels at the end.
See, it's tough because it's like, okay, if you're just fucking with Hangman, like, do you want to get your knee chop blocked for it? Do you want to almost get Pillmanized for it? Like, it's like, it's weird.
It is weird.
I agree. It's like, I could see more so Kenny shows back up and Kenny's like, mirror him.
Yeah. Right.
And like, then I could see like the Bucks like feeling they need to be like, faithful to Kenny, and then Hangman, like that, they're grabbing the Beaver Boys,
still makes the
and
Young
then
Bucks
have
heel.
that be the finals.
Sure.
So that I could
makes,
see. Yeah, I don't see them like full blown beating down Hangman.
Sure,
though.
That could be. It'll be interesting. I mean, the Bucks have done weird, cute stuff that doesn't make sense almost from day one in AEW, like putting Private Party over and then doing absolutely nothing else with them.
Well, there is that.
So who knows?
Yeah,
we'll see.
Next thing I have here. Jamie Hayter.
Yeah.
Jamie Hayter.
Yeah.
Jamie Hayter.
Yeah.
Whew. Her and Britt against Thunderstorm.
Dude, I really like this tag match.
It was the best match of the night, in my opinion.
Yeah, I really like this match. Yeah.
Somebody said Tony Khan, somebody shifted his clock an hour ahead.
I said that.
Oh, was he? Yeah.
Somebody said his watch an hour ahead by accident.
Yep, because it was 8:30.
8:30.
But yeah, this match was the best match of the night, I think.
Yeah, I think this match was awesome. This was a great tag match.
Jamie Hayter just...
Yeah, man, I know a lot of people giving shit to Thunder Rosa's sandbagging t-shirt, but I chuckled. I get it. Again, I think it's funny. I like that she sort of is acknowledging it, but also Britt ain't wrong.
Yeah,
they're not weird. Wrong for giving her shit about it.
I think it was Penelope Ford quote tweeted the picture of her wearing the shirt and said "weird flex," but okay,
right? It's super weird, but whatever. She could spend the rest of her wrestling career like Bob Holly and just act like he was this completely giving professional wrester his whole career.
Bob, what do you want to do with the match? Well, I say I'll beat his ass and I'll win.
Right.
All right.
Okay. So, but whatever. Is it cute? Yeah, it's cute. Great all the time. It's not. But
Jamie Hayter, man.
To wear the shirt and come out and have this really good fucking tag match like they had.
It was the best.
I can't complain about it.
It really was. I thought it was the best match of the night.
Yeah, I think so. Britt surrounded by a bunch of people that can make her look better.
Yes.
Hayter needs. Been saying that Hayter needs to turn on Britt. If they end up putting the belt back on Britt, which I think they're eventually going to do, I think it just needs to be a hot shot to get Hayter to turn on her and get the belt.
She's incredible.
Hayter is I like Toni Storm.
I do too.
I like Thunder Rosa. I like Britt to an extent sometimes. I think Hayter is the most fluid, natural talent in that ring.
I agree.
Out of these four. I like Hayter for a plethora of reasons.
Sure. I'm talking about her, her in ring. Her ring's awesome.
Right.
We always say she's the best dive catcher.
Oh, absolutely.
She won with a Rainmaker.
Right.
Which,
she's
basically Kazuchika Okada.
Right. She can work. She looks really fucking good. That's just what it is. But she can work. She's smooth. She's safe. She can also beat your ass.
Dude, that double stomp she took from Rosa last night.
Yeah, she sells really well. She's a complete package.
Yeah.
And she's only getting better.
Yep.
And the turn when she turns on Britt, which is eventually going to have to happen, it'll be
great.
huge. And I guess this match was really good. And Toni Storm, I said it on Twitter, the only person that can give Taguchi some tips. So
yes, sir.
That's just what it is.
Bunkhouse match.
That is one hell of a funky weapon.
I would like a bunkhouse triple threat.
Yeah.
Jamie Hayter.
Right.
Toni Storm. We'll make it fatal 4-way.
Okay.
Bailey. Ryusuke Taguchi.
Yes.
Let's make it happen.
Absolutely. He puts his ass on the line. You put your ass on the line.
Damn right.
Ass for
and
ass.
we'll throw Billy Gunn in there just for shigs.
Sure, why
shigs
not?
And gigs.
Why not?
The Eddie promo was good, cutting off the Sammy video package.
Uh-huh.
I said this is where it's going.
Yeah.
Pay-per-view.
Yeah. Joe sort of conceded to that too, and that's why he said all my hopes and dreams. It's fine.
Feud with Jericho's done.
Right. It's
done.
I hate that it's done.
Yeah.
It's probably maybe just because it's the freshest I'll feel this way, but it's probably the most aggravated and disappointed I've been in their booking. Because I mean I think it was Jericho being selfish. I really think that Jericho makes that call to get the win over Eddie. Maybe Tony Khan does. I don't know. Maybe Tony Khan thought that Eddie standing tall at the end, even though losing makes him look better. That seems more to me like a Jericho fights to go over, and his concession is, well, Eddie could do this to me at the end, and he looks tough because he throws me in the barbed wire.
See, it's tough because Jericho put over OC.
He sure did.
He loves Eddie,
right?
Why wouldn't he put over Eddie?
I don't know.
And that's where I'm like, is that really him?
Right.
I don't know how much. I don't know.
Whoever it is, it's aggravating and disappointing to me. It should have ended if the barbed wire match going the way it did, then it should have been over with the blood and guts match. And the one extra match being the barbed wire match after that looks odd now because it's not going anywhere.
No, it's done.
Because we'd all said, like, why do another one especially when you have a natural Eddie to Claudio built in that you're not doing, clearly.
I said the only possible way I could see this being okay is if it ends at the pay-per-view, Jericho, Eddie, I quit match. Right. If Eddie says, if I say I quit, I'll leave the company.
Right. Exactly.
There it is. There's your fucking. That's the only place you could go, and it's done.
Right, and they had the Claudio thing built in for naturally right there, super easy. They don't bite on it, and I get plans change, whatever. But we all sort of said when they announced that barbed wire match that, like, okay, this is weird, but maybe they're going to extend it and go somewhere.
We're like, oh, there's the blow off. Eddie wins the feud,
and now that they're not. It just looks like somebody was like, well, we got to keep Jericho strong, whether it be Jericho, whether it be Tony, whoever. It looks really weird now, and it's disappointing. And Eddie Sammy is a downgrade.
Absolutely.
The matches are going to be good. But I have no problem with the matches. If we can get Sammy back to like Sammy versus Cody Sammy in this, the match will be great. But it's a downgrade. Yeah. It doesn't help Eddie because people already hate Sammy. He's easy to fucking hate. Yeah. Him getting the wanting up Jericho with the crowd is a huge fucking deal. Sammy is like, I saw Sammy on Twitter being like, oh, I used to ask for the toy belts when I was a kid and now I'm on the box. And I'm like, oh, you put him on the box for the TNT title, the title that he ruined? Mm-hmm. Nobody talks about that fucking belt.
No.
But Wardlow has that belt. He didn't even bring it out with him this week when he did the fucking run-in.
Yeah.
Like, Sammy was hated over that run. You put his face on the box and now you're doing this. It's a downgrade for Eddie. It's a mild upgrade for Sammy.
Yeah.
It's too easy of a thing for Eddie. And if Eddie doesn't absolutely whoop him at this pay-per-view and that's it, you're moving Eddie on to bigger things, you're killing Eddie. You're dead in the fucking water. And it doesn't matter because he's got a contract. He's getting paid for a bunch of years. So in the end, that's all that matters. But if I know anything that I know about Eddie, he's not going to be okay with that. He wants to wrestle. He wants to be elevated. He wants a title. And I think he fucking deserves a title.
He more than deserves it.
And the easiest and most recent sort of key to that moving forward was a win over the first ever AEW champion, a Hall of Famer, that's Jericho. And he doesn't get it. He didn't get to tap him in the fucking blood and guts match, and he doesn't get to beat him in the barbed wire match. Yeah. It's fucking insane.
Yeah, it's like, what was the point?
Right. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And you're doing this thing with Mox, where Mox is like, I want the Lion Tamer. Put that on Eddie in an I Quit match.
Yeah.
I don't want Jericho. I want the Lionheart in an I Quit match. Lion Tamer versus Stretch Plum. Yeah. That makes much more sense and is much more captivating. So it's again, the matches are going to be fine. Eddie's going to be awesome because Eddie's always awesome. but it's the most frustrating AEW booking to date for me.
Yeah, because Mox ain't dropping the belt next week.
No.
And what I think...
No, this shit doesn't matter right now.
The weird booking...
Not that I don't like it.
I think it's going to end up being Danielson Jericho at the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Danielson's not even involved in Blackpool Combat Club stuff. He doesn't come out for the save.
He was only back last week. That was all.
But,
so, but I could end up seeing... Or it's going to be Danielson... Yuta against Garcia and Jericho at the pay-per-view.
Oh, you don't think they're going to try and get Danielson's win back at the pay-per-view over Garcia? Do a Danielson-Garcia I Quit match or something? No?
No.
Okay.
I don't see it.
It's weird. And again, it's good stuff. Mox Jericho will probably be really good.
Absolutely.
Eddie Sammy's going to be great fucking matches.
Yeah.
And they're my favorite guys, so of course I want them booked to the top of the fucking card.
Yeah, it's
but this is one of those things that I think this Eddie stuff is universally frustrating for everybody.
I agree. It's
really weird. And again, this people like, and with the OC losing the Lethal and this is very late WCW.
It's weird, man.
When Kevin Nash goes on, does an interview and says that it reminds you of Thunder, and then the very next week you do 2 Thunder moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that
is what it is.
One thing that frustrated me. Mm-hmm. Team Taz is done.
Fanute, as Taz said.
Leave the memories alone.
This is so.
It hurts me, man. I'm a card-carrying member of
right.
Team Taz.
You're
part of Taguchi Japan.
Right.
I'm in Team Taz.
I like to take the piss out of Team Taz for a long time.
It hurts me.
It's interesting. I think they could have kept it around. But I get why Taz's role is way more enhanced now.
Yeah, and plus
he's
on TV every week.
Right, he handled a lot of commentary,
which is great. He's great on commentary.
Right, let him
old Thunderstorm Jones.
Right. So I get it. You had probably AEW one of, if not their most perfect piece of television last week, universally agreed on.
Amazing.
So what do? Do you have a Team Taz that's just Hook and Hobbs as a heel?
Well, Hook ain't a fucking heel.
Right, exactly. So then is Team Taz
Hook and Starks?
Oh. Even though Starks just lost the belt to Hook.
And Danhausen.
Did you see them in that little graphic where they're on the fucking boat? Where their background on the boat? Insane. They're quick on the lake, they're on the boat. Hilarious. So, but anyway, little shit as a graphic designer myself, little shit like that makes me real happy. But I get it, and I like it because we've said Hobbs for a long time is a fucking star. He's got everything. Yeah. Starks has more of everything somehow.
Oh my god.
So it's what you do. You have their little feud, and then you send them off wherever the fuck you want them to go. And Hobbs is a legitimate threat to anybody on that roster.
Absolutely, he could beat anybody on any night.
Right. Hobbs to me, when I look at his size and the way they book him, and like it screams to me, Ahmed Johnson done right. Like, and I mean that in the utmost respect. I think Ahmed Johnson, the look of Ahmed Johnson,
just make sugar
is.
Forgot to take my medication, Morty.
Right. Ahmed Johnson. You look at Ahmed Johnson in his prime, and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And injuries and politics and him being a complete fucking piece of shit really affected.
Well, there's that.
Really affected his run. But the potential was there. And when I look at Hobbs, I'm like, this is a guy, when you see him, you're like, holy shit. And he looks like a killer. He has got a good, like, mad, mean face. He does a great spine buster.
He sure does.
And then you have Starks, who is smaller, but, like, again, slicker than goose shit.
Oh, my God.
And just, like, poised and ready to go right up and take any title he fucking wants, and the crowd will go
as they say,
crazy
he
for it.
Could talk him into the building.
Right. It is awesome. Team Taz, I love them together. I wish Hobbs and Starks should have had that tag titles.
Yep.
I think they've bungled the tag titles for a good portion of their existence.
Yeah.
They should have had them, but it's not in the cards for them now or anywhere in the near future. You can't sit on them being a tag team doing nothing.
And you can't sit on Ricky any longer.
You cannot sit on Ricky.
No.
Sitting on Ricky, you can sit on Hobbs if you needed to. Sitting on Ricky is going to hurt Ricky more than anything. That dude he's going to explode.
Well, and like they say, contracts, and Ricky's real tight with Cody, and it's like, that's a guy who, like, WWE would, like, Trips would probably look at him now and go, yep, whatever you want.
Right.
We'll bring in.
Right.
And they'll treat him as Rock 2.0.
Right. And Tony Khan is that's going to be a real battle.
Oh, yeah, it will be.
And it should be in wrestling. That always fucking happened. It was just the anniversary of Jake the Snake in WCW. Yeah. Not that Jake was, when he jumped, was anywhere near the star of the potential that,
Still, that was a shock.
The sun was setting on Jake Roberts at that point. We didn't know how far it could possibly set, but it was beginning to set.
Sure
but like, you know, that's going to happen. That's how wrestling works.
Yeah.
People jump back and forth. Tony Khan's going to have some hard decisions because his bank, he's got a big bank, but it's not as limitless as WWE, the brand, can be.
Sure.
So that's going to be tough for him. And we talk about that a bunch, and it's going to be interesting when it comes up. So the way you counter that is you make guys happy, and you hope you get that hometown discount little kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
Hobbs squashed some dude.
Ren Jones.
Ricky came out. That fucking crowd went nuts when he ran to the ring.
He eats a spine buster.
Oh my god, it was great. Yeah. Next thing I have, Christian Matt Hardy. Okay. Guess what, DJ?
It happened.
I didn't watch it.
Okay.
I was looking on my phone.
Yeah, me too.
When I heated up some leftover food I had.
This was the second instance
I don't care.
I wouldn't waste TV time on this.
Nope, not at all.
I understand
Put Christian against anybody else.
Right, exactly. I understand you, Christian. You're trying to do something with Christian, and you know they did the Jungle Boy thing where he was removed from the building. Yeah. Yada yada yada. I get all that. But this is as effective of a segment, and like the commentary's like, oh, old rivals. Does anybody really give a shit about the Hardys versus Team Extreme anymore, or Hardys versus Edge and Christian?
Somebody perfectly had that sign in the crowd that said, "I played this match in No Mercy."
Right, it's insane. So like Christian squashing somebody or having a 4 to 6 minute match with somebody where he goes over works just
Even
as
if
effectively.
It was 4 to 6 minutes with Matt Hardy,
right?
I don't care.
Because the purpose of this is for Christian to win, and then Jungle Boy to come through the crowd with a T-shirt that they had to very tightly crop out of the screen.
Christian is a pussy,
right? Or Jungle Boy with the T-shirt that's a Christian's pussy. It works just as well if it's a squash or if it's a 4 to 5 6 minute match with Hardy or whoever. You know, it works just the fucking same. We all knew what it was for. And instead, you wheeled out Hardy, who's wearing a T-shirt now, in a fucking girdle, and it just doesn't look good. It's painful to watch. I understand you're paying the Hardys a ton of money, and I guess you want to try and get out of them. I would not put this on my TV.
Nah,
you could do a million other things with Christian.
Yep, waste of time.
You don't need to be doing this with Hardy, who's hard to move around, who is a disaster waiting to happen in the ring because his body fails at a rapid speed in these matches. It's just not needed.
You could have done it with like one of the random dudes from Bear Country or something.
Right.
Like, you know, it's
anybody.
Just,
anybody.
It's just not for me, brother.
No, not for me at all.
What do you think about the Dragon Slayer, Daniel Garcia?
I think it's funny.
I love him wearing the backwards Kangol hat and the chain, man. He looks great.
I like that he's saying the best technical sports entertainer in the world. It's hilarious.
That's amazing.
It's so shitty. It's really funny.
Yeah.
He gets it.
Yeah. Then you had the Ethan Page promo again.
So this is seemingly the complete death and removal of,
I hope
of
so,
the
man,
Men of the Year.
Because Stoke comes out and then Stoke starts yelling at him.
Right.
And he's like, what the hell are you doing? And then gives him the card. So we'll see where this goes.
Listen, if you're so Stoke has Moriarty, and Ethan Page, Jade.
Yeah, he doesn't have Jade though.
Stoke?
He's just a publicist.
Yeah, that's true. He's not kind of. I mean, he's there with her all the time. I would say she's part of his stable if it ever happened.
I guess.
She's not on TV much, which is also weird. I guess maybe she just wants some time off.
Yeah,
I would assume.
Well,
because she's a star. I'd put her on TV every week.
Yeah, she'll be on TV.
Yeah, she'll be on TV this week. And I get it. And I'm a fan, so of course I want her every week.
Absolutely.
But she's one of those people that she's a marquee. You put her on the poster, say she's going to be on TV, people are going to watch.
She's on the cover of the fucking video game.
Right, exactly. in the Mortal Kombat gear, rightfully
right.
so. But yeah, I like this. It's fine. Again, you said, is it lazy for the I need my spot kind of thing? Sure. Yeah. But wrestling,
like now you guys want to cheer me?
Right.
You weren't cheering me to buy my T-shirt.
Right. Everything in wrestling's been done.
Of course.
He ignores the fact that he has a Cella action figure. And an FTC, but those don't count.
I'd ignore that one.
But the Cella sold well. But yeah, Stoke building an alliance that could be dangerous. Maybe a little Hathaway family, if you will.
I would love that. 2.0 and Anna Jay. That was a promo.
I don't even have a note on that.
Yeah, just Anna Jay.
Oh, that's where she choked out the one guy from AIW.
Yeah. Then you had the dumpster match, Acclaimed versus the Gun Club.
Yeah.
was fun for what it was.
It's exactly
it was a
what
fun
it needs
brawl.
to be.
Somebody said, I really hope that this was a complete troll job on Road Dogg.
Right. It's really dumb. I like how they're like first ever dumpster match, like they are a thing.
Yeah.
You know, you and I both tweeting the real what happens in a dumpster match, and they had to go over the edge. If they didn't go off the ramp, it doesn't matter. They did it. It looked sick as fuck.
That Max Caster elbow off the fucking entrance was wild.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Bowens is super smooth in that ring.
Dude, the Acclaim, they're ready to blow.
They really are.
They are.
This was fun little gimmick match for what it is.
Yeah.
And you know, I dumpster when I again on Rampage when they were like, I'm like, oh, the stipulation's a dumpster match. Well, this is going to be at least fun.
Yeah.
So
is that feud over?
I think it could be. I don't think there's any reason for you to get the Gun Club a win back or anything.
Yeah, like you blow the feud off in a gimmick match,
right? Exactly.
This is exactly what this was.
Yeah,
so.
I think they're ready to move on and up. Gun Club ain't ready yet, unfortunately. Well, Billy wasn't involved in this match, which could
didn't he get thrown into the dumpster in the beginning?
Oh, did he? Billy did?
Yeah, not into the dumpster, but like.
Oh, okay.
Not,
yeah.
You know, not in the dumpster, but into the dumpster.
I think if anything, you see Gun Club next week and they're all like very cartoonily bandaged up, like both arms in slings, one with a leg broken, sort of the big thick white bandages on their face, like they're in a
Apparently
cartoon.
they were in that dumpster when it got dumped.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy. That dumpster had the old peanut job in it too.
The old postal peanut job.
Yeah, I liked it. It's funny.
Yeah, it was. Main event. Jericho Yuta.
Before the main event, we got an announcement. Old Mance Warner versus Moxley next week.
Oh, yeah. Mance versus Moxley.
That's cool.
Rampage.
That's a big deal.
Yeah,
is it on Rampage?
Yeah,
yeah, they're in Ohio, so that makes sense.
It's gonna be on
That'll
Rampage.
be a fun thing. They'll probably do some stuff that you wouldn't normally see on TV.
People are going to bleed.
Yeah, people are probably going to be. I would be shocked if you didn't see a stapler or something.
Isn't it? They're doing fucking Lucha Brothers versus Rush and Andrade.
Are they?
Rampage?
That'll be a banger.
Yeah, it will be.
So there you go.
So yeah, the main event, Jericho Yuta.
Yeah.
Winner of this faces Moxley at Quake by the Lake.
Yes.
Or at the Lake, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This was definitely funny because Yuta shows so much fire in that fucking ring.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, I think he's giving Jericho a little bit of the business. And Jericho's like, brother.
Yeah, right.
Hold on.
Right, I'm 90 years old.
Hold on. But as I said, Yuta knows I ain't going to let up.
Right.
Because if I let up, I gotta go deal with Regal.
Well, and I think
in real life, because Regal will not be happy.
And I think behind the scenes too, Yuta knows that we all sort of know that he was the second choice. That Garcia, Garcia is the chosen boy, and Yuta isn't. So I think Yuta knows he has to try a little harder to sell it.
He's so over.
He is. He's super over. But I think his own little chip on his shoulder is like, I gotta prove that I'm deserve to be in this spot, because people might know that Garcia was the first choice or whatever. He's got to, he's in the spotlight. He's working hard. He wants to make sure he stays there.
Yeah.
And he did. And Jericho had a really good match
here. He did.
Jericho brought his work boots, and Jericho fucking kicked ass in this match.
Yeah, he did. It was a really good match.
The funniest thing about it is, and I had said earlier in the night, like, I hope they force Jericho to practice the seatbelt so that we don't have a mousetrap sort of thing. And the funny thing is like they've been protecting the seatbelt a lot, right? Yeah. And nobody in Japan kicked out of it. Nobody in AEW's really kicked out of it. And it almost looked like Jericho kicked out of it, but he didn't. Jericho was supposed to completely roll through that one.
Yeah.
He was supposed to hit, and he was going to go for it, and he was going to roll all the way. And if you go back and watch it, Jericho kicks off with his back foot, but can't get the lead in his ass up over enough. So he has to do like a second kickoff, and it looks like he's almost kicking out of it, but it was supposed to be a complete roll reversal, be real smooth, but Jericho...
It ain't 1997
exactly.
Jericho you're wrestling
But this was awesome. He hits the real Lion Tamer with the fucking knee on the head.
I loved it because, like, Yuta wouldn't tap to the walls, Jericho.
Right.
But the Lion Tamer,
done. It's done. It's the better move. That's
one of my favorite submission moves ever.
One of my favorite too. Friend of the show, Jenna texted me and was like, "Are you watching AEW?" And I was like, "Lion Tamer," and they were like, "It's crazy that you knew what I was talking about." And then they ended up posting it on that. Like we've been friends for 25 years and watched wrestling together that entire time. So that's what it is. But yeah, the Lion Tamer, and like it's been a while since Jericho's hit the Lion Tamer somewhat recently, but it's been a long time since he knelt on the head with it.
Yep.
And it just makes it look so much cooler.
I love it. It's
doing the
such
stomps
a cool
from it
move.
too.
Oh.
It's just essentially a modified Boston Crab, but the Walls of Jericho just becoming a Boston Crab is bullshit.
Yeah.
It looks like nothing. This looks like an awesome fucking move.
Yep.
I love seeing it. I'm glad he did it.
I love when he busts it out.
Right, and I'm glad that he's like, you want the Corazon de Leon, you getting him. Like, we're not fucking getting him. But I hope he wears the fucking jacket.
Yep.
Like, because did you see the clip of him talking about his figure?
Oh, yeah.
Where he's like, Luther's mom made this jacket, and I sent her an action figure to be like, your jacket is forever immortalized. Like, all that. And, like, I hope he wears something that looks like that jacket. Like, that's what I want him to lean. Like, when he was like, you're getting the Painmaker, and he comes out in that dumb outfit. I want him to wear
the leather vest and come out with the black and yellow tights.
Right.
And I want him to come out to Electric Head by White Zombie.
See, but that's Lionheart. We're getting Corazon de Leon.
No, it's Lionheart.
Well, yeah, but like Corazon de Leon is more prior to that.
He said, no, you're not getting Corazon de Leon, you're getting Lionheart.
Oh, did he say that? Oh, okay.
Is that like you're getting the last Survivor Stu Hart?
Okay, because Lionheart is ECW to WCW.
That's what I mean.
Corazon de Leon is younger Mexico with the tassels.
No, you ain't getting that. You're getting Lionheart.
So then it'll be the vest, and hopefully he puts his hair up in the top ponytail.
You're getting the black. Okay. I hope the black and yellow tights.
Right. Hopefully Lenny Lane comes out with them.
Give me that love.
Do a little twin magic with Lenny Lane.
So yeah, that was AEW.
It was another good Dynamite.
I thought it was too.
They've been killing it.
Yeah, man.
I think I have my complaints, of course, like any wrestling show.
Absolutely.
But I think 90% of what AEW does hits.
Yeah.
And it's pretty remarkable. They've been crushing it. I know we're going in a little under 2 months time. I hope they keep that going, or I hope if either they keep this run going, where we are getting the after.
From Grand
Slam show, the Fallout show.
I hope Tony Khan knows enough. Don't book shit in Philadelphia.
Right. Like, it's a tough crowd. You gotta come out swinging.
Yep.
If Grand Slam pays some stuff off, this could be a lot of new stuff starting, which will be really cool.
Yeah.
But if they got a stinker in them, let's get it out of the way in the next week or two, so we don't get that shit in Philly.
I agree.
Because if you ruin a night where I eat Insomnia Cookie, you're gonna have a hard time, TK.
Yeah, we're gonna. Have words,
but 90% of what they do hits home fucking runs.
Yeah.
I'm really pumped about what AEW's been doing the last bunch of weeks. They're back up to number 1 again.
Yeah.
And Meltzer, did you see Meltzer being like, because the Warner Brothers Discovery shit with HBO and all that shit, and like they now with TNT and TBS, and they're saying that like a lot of TNT is just going to become a regular cable channel, just a house for sports when it happens, and then Big Bang Theory reruns when it doesn't or whatever.
Practically what they are now.
Right. But like Meltzer was like talking about, like there's all these clickbait articles. It's like, oh, the dangers, AEW in real trouble after this immediate article. They're not.
Yeah.
And Meltzer like hypes everything up. He's like, it's this and this new regime and this thing and the other thing. And they're looking to cut costs. And then like 3/4 of the way down, he's like, oh, they're safe. Nothing's going to actually happen to them. They're the number 1 TV show on cable. Yeah. No, nobody's going to cancel whether you like the show or like the product or interested in wrestling or not. You're not going to cancel what is consistently for the last 2 months like the number 1 show. It only drops out of the number 1 now when there's sports next to it. So like, why though? You're not going to cut that show because of costs, even if you don't like what it's being. I understand cutting the Batgirl thing is fucking bananas.
Sure,
but that there was not. You couldn't guarantee the money. They're going in a different fucking direction. Blah blah blah. You do not cut the number 1 show on cable, whether you like the product or not.
No, that Batgirl thing is wild.
Right.
The
Batgirl thing is fucking wild.
I try not to listen to Meltzer.
Because Meltzer's an idiot. But like they're using that to try and bring in viewers also because that's the world we fucking live in. Yeah. But a lot of people latch on, but like, oh, they've been saying that for a while. The restructuring, AEW is really going to be in trouble, right? They're a top 5 show in all the fucking cable. They're not, and it's cheaper to produce a fucking wrestling show than it is to produce a half-hour scripted TV show. Yeah. They're not fucking stepping away from wrestling. Stop being stupid.
I will be listening to Final Wrestling Place when they're diving into their Meltzer coverage.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they're doing Meltzer's highest rated matches
starting
this week. So
there's going to be a lot of pillars on that.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Yeah,
so I'm excited to hear them talk about that.
Right.
So let's go to Japan.
Yes.
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Well, Japan by the way of Memphis.
Yes, Music City Mayhem.
Yeah.
This happened Saturday afternoon. I watched 3 matches from this. I watched Hiromu Takahashi versus Blake Christian.
Okay.
Hiromu Takahashi might be one of the greatest junior heavyweights of all time.
Okay. Yeah, we said that during the junior thing.
Blake Christian,
he's legendary.
Better be in the Best of Super Juniors next year.
Yeah, this match was that good.
Fucking great.
Cool.
Yep, it was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not like the biggest Blake Christian guy.
He was NXT signed for a hot second, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Was him and Ricochet had those matches that basically got Ricochet signed, right? Was that? No, it wasn't him.
No, because Ricochet, he's been signed WWE for a long time now.
Yeah, I thought Ricochet and Blake Christian had those matches that really set the world on fire right before Ricochet got signed.
Are you thinking Ricochet Ospreay?
No.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know though. But yeah, this match was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Good junior heavyweight action will always make me smile.
Yeah.
And plus Hiromu brought out Daryl, and Daryl did commentary with Ian Riccaboni.
Okay.
So that was always a good time.
Yeah.
Next match, you and I both watched this late Saturday night. First time ever, the Time Splitters explode.
Yes.
Kushida versus Alex Shelley. First time ever. One of my favorite tag teams, the Time Splitters.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Shelley is on another fucking level right now, which is crazy to say that.
For sure.
Kushida is back to being Kushida.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. He fucking is. This match was awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
This match goes, I think, was it 20 minutes? The 20-minute time limit?
It was 20 minutes. Yeah, it was 20 minutes. That's right.
This match was fucking great.
Yeah, it was awesome. We watched this together. It was fucking great. Yeah. I didn't watch anything but this from this show.
That's a lie.
Is it?
Yeah.
What else did we? Oh, that's right. We did watch the main event, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was, I love these guys. Alex Shelley retweeted us, because I said because I said how glad I was that they're buddies.
Yeah.
I love the Time Splitters. I know Kushida wants it in Japan, in the Dome.
Yeah.
This match was awesome. These two guys at the top of their game. Shelley, we talked about when we were watching it, that Shelley needs to be somewhere. It's a travesty.
Yeah, it hurts. And like we talked about, he probably doesn't want to be anywhere.
He may not want to be.
But man, God, I'd love to see him just hold that TNA belt once.
Yeah. Just
once, so I can be a happy man. He's fucking great. Kushida's great, and this was great.
Yeah.
And then main event, Jon Moxley versus El Desperado.
Yes. We did watch this.
Kind of a mismatch. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, El Desperado," but El Desperado thinks he's a deathmatch guy now because he had a match with Jun Kasai and survived.
Right.
And Moxley said, "Okay, you think you're a tough guy? Fine, we'll do this. And also, I'm mad at you for disrespecting Jun Kasai's wife." He's like, "I love Crazy Monkey."
Yes.
This was kind of a death match, I'd say. Barbed wire boards everywhere. Both bleeding. Soda can board.
Right. I think it was more of a hardcore match until the skewers happened.
Oh yeah, the skewers happened.
Yeah, I think the skewer is sort of a deathmatch sign that pushes it, walks it over a ledge.
Jon Moxley loves pro wrestling. Mm-hmm. When he's doing this at like 3:00 in the afternoon in the middle of like a StarCast convention.
Yeah.
Just, hey, fuck it. Why not? Like, I'm going to help Desperado here. I thought this match was a bunch of fun too.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good fucking time. So, New Japan put on 3 good matches on that card, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Maybe there are others that might be good too, but these 3 jumped out.
You know what? 6 hours ago?
What?
As of Fightful, Blake Christian signed with Ring of Honor AEW.
Really?
Yeah.
Where does it say that?
Right here.
Oh, there you go.
Look at that.
Ring of Honor, good spot for him.
Yeah, that's what they said. He's going to be specified to Ring of Honor.
That's a good spot for him.
That's a great spot for him.
Let him still work these New Japan of America shows.
Yeah.
I think that's real smart.
Well, I got to go back to that. I'm thinking Christian Ricochet, but it was like, I don't know if it was GCW or somewhere. It was like these crazy, like,
Ricochet wasn't working GCW.
Yeah, I know it wasn't GCW, but like there was these crazy, who the fuck was he wrestling where it was like the crazy spot fest matches?
It was
Blake Christian.
Oh, Blake Christian?
Yeah. Christian had some breakout matches a couple of years ago.
It was him and Alexander.
No, it wasn't.
Because they both got signed at the same time.
Yeah. I don't know. I somebody out there screaming at me.
Ricochet, he's been signed since like 2017?
I don't know.
18 maybe? I don't know.
Yeah. I swear there was something. It was like this super high flying reversals, diving all over the place, super choreographed, like Matrix stuff, kung fu, like all that sort of stuff in there. I swear to God,
I think it would be Alexander.
I swear to God, in my brain, it's Ricochet versus Blake Christian.
Definitely not Ricochet.
Yeah, it's weird.
So we'll go to the G1.
Mm-hmm.
We're rolling through, baby.
Yep.
Night number 8.
Yes.
I watched 3 matches on this night. First one was David Finlay versus Shingo Takagi.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch this?
Yes, I did.
Holy shit, David Finlay.
Yeah.
Getting the fucking win over Shingo.
Yeah, Finlay, they're into him.
El Phantasmo on commentary absolutely killed me. When he said, I'd rather wrestle Finlay's other son, Hornswoggle.
Yes. Right.
And then he also said, why would you even want to carry around that United States title? You're proud of that country?
Yeah, right.
It's like, God damn it, Phantasmo's great.
Where's Phantasmo from?
Canada.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
My favorite part is when Kevin Kelly calls a Blue Thunder Bomb a Falcon Arrow, and ELP's like, what?
Yeah.
And then corrects him. It was really funny.
Phantasmo on commentary was great.
Yeah. The funniest thing about this is I really liked this match.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I know where they're going. The next match is against Ospreay. There's storyline here. But I was like, I'm probably not going to watch any Finlay matches after the Ospreay one. Like, I'm kind of like, good for him. This is cool. They don't want him to lose leading into the Ospreay thing. But I'm like, but after that, I'm good with Finlay in the rest of the tournament. Yeah. More on that later.
Yeah. Because next match I watched on this show, I did watch Sonata versus the Great Okan.
Oh, you didn't watch Jonah versus Lawler?
I did.
Right. That's why I want to talk about this. Jonah's disappointing in Japan.
Jonah hasn't had an opponent yet that I think he matches up well with.
Okay.
This week there's a match where it's him versus Cobb.
Right. That'll be interesting.
I think it's him versus Jay White this week too.
The crowd is not behind him.
No.
The crowd for being a big guy like he is and a gaijin, they are not cheering him.
Here's an issue in here, and it might be minute.
Yeah. His
theme music
is
boring.
Right.
And it comes out and it's just like very Jonah.
Yeah. And Lawler, they like Lawler. They cheer for Lawler. And the other thing too is like Lawler hits kind of hard and Jonah throws his stuff light.
Yeah. And
like for a guy that size to endear yourself to the crowd over there, lay him in. Be a monster.
The one good thing was the crowd reacted when Jonah hit his finish.
Yeah.
The splash off the top, they thought that was cool.
Because that's awesome.
But other than that,
it's quiet.
It was
dead ass.
This was lifeless.
Right, lifeless. And I said to you before we recorded, I didn't watch the next day's shows. Well, there weren't a ton of good things on there, but like this crowd to me didn't connect with what was in the ring that often. Then I know they can't cheer still, but like they usually like clap and stomp, and they weren't even doing that really. They were clapping occasionally in these matches.
They did zero favors to Jonah by having his first G1 match, him getting yanoed.
Yeah.
Zero favors.
Right. First time out, first exposure makes him look weak.
You don't do that.
But he's not connecting. I liked him in NXT a lot, and he's not the same guy here. I don't know. He looks a little lost. I think we've said that about him before.
Yeah.
I don't think he knows what he is right now in a post NXT world.
Yeah, it's weird. It just didn't connect for me.
And Cobb could be good and interesting, but it also could just be Cobb looking at a lesser himself in the mirror. And that could hurt him too.
Be.
We'll see.
But yes, did you watch Sonata Great Okan?
I did.
What do you think of your boy Sonata getting that dub?
Yeah. I think Okan has an all-timer bad moonsault.
Yes.
That moonsault fucking sucks.
That's what endears me to him even more.
Right. Listen, I love Sonata so much. My favorite part of this whole match is ELP burying Chase Owens on commentary and then hinting that they're about to kick him out of the Bullet Club for sucking.
Yeah. Like, I love Kevin Kelly's like, because I think it was Jay White versus Chase Owens coming up, and he's like, ELP, you know where your bread's buttered. You're around the side of Switchblade. Come on, you're supposed to be brothers. And he's just like, yeah, I mean, you got me there.
Yeah, right.
It is what it is. He sucks.
Yeah. So that was hilarious because Chase Owens does suck.
He does.
The match was good.
It was okay.
I appreciate Okan for being a very limited guy in the ring. For the way he plays it. If you ever get, I don't think you're ever going to see 4.5 star match out of Okan. And if you do, it ain't going to be Okan's fault that they reach that high. And like I said, all timer shitty moonsault, but that's fine. I still love him. He's still fucking banging porn stars and saving little
Saving
kids.
children.
So,
I love that.
but good for Sonata. Sonata's
Yeah.
my dude.
And yeah, main event this night: Tanahashi versus Zack Sabre Jr.
Yep.
This was fucking great.
This was really good.
How are you liking all your roll up finishes this tournament, man?
It gives me life.
What did you think about the end of this match?
I like that Tana caught him.
Yep.
Caught him sleeping a little bit.
He caught him with a roll up, and Red Shoes didn't see that Sabre was under the rope.
Yep.
I love the end when Tana and Sabre were talking back and forth to each other. Sabre's like, "You got me."
Yep.
Right. You know, like
right.
But yeah, this match was
and it
awesome.
fits with Sabre's personality. You can't slip up. If you let your foot off the gas for a second, he's going to catch you and stretch you. And Tana just experienced enough to know how to get out of it and pull one out from nowhere. This was good too.
Yeah.
I like Tana.
Tana's the man.
Yeah.
Night 9, the only match I watched.
Okay, you went back and watched one. I didn't watch.
I did because at first I was like, I'm not watching anything. But then I
Yeah.
looked at the lineup again. I went, I guess I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Jeff Cobb, Lance Archer.
This would be the one I thought about watching this because Cobb is good. So I like him sometimes. Sometimes I don't. But I like G1 Archer.
Yeah. This match, it wasn't anything blow away. Like if you don't watch it, you're fine.
Right.
Two big guys being athletic and throwing each other around, which is always nice. Cobb wins.
Okay.
When Cobb went for the tour of the islands, like his right leg almost got stuck in the mat a bit, and like looked like his knee twisted a bit.
That's
and I
tough.
went, because Archer's a big dude to be doing that too. Like I get it, Cobb is strong as fuck, but he's a big guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cobb beat Archer.
Okay.
That's the first Archer match I think I watched this tournament. I don't think I watched another one.
We talked about him last week. I watched it where he's dressed in all white, like Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. The night 10, I watched 3 matches this night.
Me too.
Great-O-Khan versus Tomohiro Ishii.
Yep.
Great-O-Khan wins.
Ishii all but eliminated from contention anywhere.
A little talk that this might be Ishii's last G1.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Talks of him slowing down.
Okay.
Which makes me real sad.
I mean, I think he looked great. I get it.
Match was awesome, I thought.
They're never going to do anything with him.
No.
He's an older man.
Yeah.
I honestly, again, not my company, so they're not. Sure. But if it was mine, I would put a belt on him, even if it's just for a fucking week.
Yeah.
Have him get one over on somebody and just hold that belt. The fans will go fucking nuts.
They love him.
And then, just give him that moment in the sun and then have him drop it. It doesn't matter. Give it to him. I hope it's not his last G1 because he's consistent. Even this match is good.
Yeah, he's Mr. G1.
Okan gets the win, and I get it. Ishii's job the last couple of years has been go out on your back for these young guys. That's fine. I hate that they eliminate him this early and sort of treat him like that.
Is he officially eliminated yet?
No, but he might be.
I think he wins out. Win out, Ishii. Come on.
I don't even. I think he has to win out.
And needs help.
Everybody, and help. And I don't think that's gonna. I think if anybody else wins a match, he's officially eliminated.
That hurts.
Yeah,
man, that hurts.
It does. But the thing is that he's gonna. I would assume he doesn't lose another one in the G1. I think he wins the rest because it doesn't matter at this point for him. Yeah. I think he's gonna win out. I think he did his favors, and this is what's gonna happen now. But it's a shame. I love that dude.
Yeah,
but he's an older guy.
But the match was really good.
Match was good, and he's had arm problems for a long time.
Yeah.
And his style, if your arms start to go, that's what else you got.
It.
So, yeah.
Next, I watched Kenta versus Hiroki Goto.
I watched this one.
Kenta apparently now is obsessed with Hiroki Goto's staff that he carries to the ring.
Yes.
The fuck? Kenta, when he, Goto was, I think, going for, the Yushigoroshi off his shoulders. And when he kneed Goto in the face, that was cool as shit.
Yeah.
The rest of the match was okay.
This was my match of the week up to this point.
Really?
It was.
Okay.
And I was mad because the crowd didn't get behind it.
See, it didn't. Something about it didn't connect for me. Yeah.
I like this match a lot.
I thought it was just okay.
I think they hit each other hard. I think they had good chemistry. I think this match felt, for me, out of what I watched, the biggest up to this point. Sort of like this match. I don't want to say that the rest of the week was weaker matchups, but there weren't a ton of marquee in there of guys who had potential, like two guys who had potential to win the whole thing, working each other. There wasn't a lot of those matchups. I mean, if you go back to what we talked about, like Finlay Shingo, nobody thinks either of those dudes is winning anything. Jonah Lawler, Okan Sonata, like these aren't the headline matchups. I think this one was the first one that a ton of Zack Sabre probably too has that high up there. But to me, this was like, this is two guys who could probably win it. This is a sort of a marquee meeting in the middle of the tournament. Yeah. So I like this match. I think they hit each other hard. I think they worked off each other really well. I think the crowd didn't really get behind them, which pissed me off. But Kenta wins Goto's first loss.
It is
Kenta's first win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this match. Up to this point, my match of the week. I really dug it. But
I like that you're saying up to this point.
Up to this point, I gotta qualify.
Last match I watched
because this match surprised the shit out of me. I was not expecting it. So
David Finlay versus Will Ospreay.
Yeah,
Finlay carrying around Ospreay's U.S. title.
Yep.
Dude, when Ospreay hit that ring.
Yeah. Oh, best part of this match is that they immediately started beating the shit out of each other.
Dude, he flattened Finlay. Right. Like, I was like, holy shit. This was intense.
Yeah. This match
felt like a fight.
This is the match of the week of the G1 for sure.
Absolutely.
This I was like, okay, well, and like I said before, I was gonna watch. Okay, I was watching Finlay out here. Yeah. I'm like, Ospreay's gonna win to get his belt back, and that's it for Finlay. He's had his little shine. Now he's gonna go out on his back.
Yeah. Well, we said last week, like when this all was being set up, we're like, oh, Ospreay's gonna fucking steamroll him.
Right. And he comes in there. It's hard hitting. It's brutal. It's emotional. And at the end of the day, Finlay wins.
Finlay pinned Will Ospreay.
Gives Ospreay the title and says, you can have it back, but it's mine. The first time when we're done with this tournament, you want to give somebody a shot, it's mine.
Finlay has 6 points.
Finlay leads the D block.
What the
fuck? Yep. He is number one on the D block.
Crazy.
And you can't back it off now because if he loses to somebody shit, like if he loses the Yujiro, not that they're on the same block or whatever, but if he loses the Yujiro, you're like, well, what the fuck did Ospreay do?
Like, so it's wild because Finlay's 3 wins have all been bangers. He's beaten Juice.
Yeah.
He's beaten Shingo.
Right.
Now he's beaten Will Ospreay.
Right.
Like,
whoa. Before this match, I was like, I'm done with Finlay. After this match, I'm like, I'm going to see what the fuck they do with Finlay.
I'm so intrigued by this.
It's interesting. Elevate him.
You know what? This is what the G1's for.
Right.
This is what it's for.
It's a guy I could not give less of a shit about before this. And I'm like, all right, let's see what we do. They clearly have confidence and are all in on him. So let's see what he can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was wild.
Crazy that he leads the D block. And it was a really good match.
Yeah, really good, dude.
Right. Ospreay more focused on just beating the shit out of him than doing his normal Ospreay stuff.
He was whooping his ass.
He really was. Yeah. This was cool.
Yeah, real good, man.
For sure.
So some G1 lineups this week. I know it's probably like at least 3 nights this week.
Yeah, I don't have any updated standings. We'll cover that next week.
So we have August 5th, which is, you're listening to this, it's happening in a couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Juice Yujiro? Nope. Taichi Chase Owens? Nope. Naito Hinare? I'll watch that.
Yeah.
Jonah Cobb? I'll watch that. Tana Evil? I hate Evil, so I probably won't watch that.
Yeah.
Evil's just not my guy.
Right.
August 6th, we have Yoshihashi Phantasmo. Probably won't watch it.
No, definitely not watching it.
Yano Archer? Probably won't watch it.
Yeah, no.
Goto Zack Sabre Jr. I'll watch that.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Grado Kanjay White, I'll watch that.
Yeah, for sure.
Shingo Ospreay.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a definite, because they put on all-timers.
Right.
And then August 7th, so we're getting 3 days in a row.
Okay.
Hinare Evil, probably not.
Okay.
Lawler Fale, probably not.
No.
Juice Phantasmo, I'll watch that.
Yeah, for sure.
Ishii Chase Owens. There's your first test.
Here's the problem with that.
Oh my God, when Chase Owens beats Tomohiro Ishii.
Right. So here's the problem.
And then you just burn New Japan to the ground.
That's exactly the problem. The problem is if Ishii just beats the brakes off of Chase Owens, and then Chase Owens gets kicked out of Bullet Club for sucking, I'm all in. Right?
Uh-huh.
But if Chase Owens beats Ishii, it runs the risk of me not watching any more of the G1. So,
oh no!
So it's very interesting. If I don't watch it and I see that Chase Owens wins, I can just walk past it and not watch it and not worry about it. But if I watch it without knowing and Chase Owens wins, it will seriously put a problem in my way of finishing the G1.
Just know if you wake up to a text that morning just saying, "Hey pal, how are things?"
Right.
you're gonna melt down.
Yeah.
And then the main event on that night is Okada Jonah, which I'll watch.
We'll see.
Now that Jonah's getting Cobb and Okada this week,
let's see what Jonah can do.
Time to make or break, bud.
Right.
I'll give you a pass for Yana. I'll give you a pass for Lawler.
Right.
Let's,
you don't put a good one in against Okada, you got a problem.
Then something's wrong.
I brought up the rankings really quick. The leaders in each A block, the only thing that matters. Okada has 6 points. Jay White has 6 points.
That makes sense.
Tanahashi has 4 points. Tied in the C block with Sabre Jr. and Goto. They all have 4. And in the D block is Finlay.
That's crazy.
So Finlay's 3-1. Finlay has had the most matches out of anybody.
Dude, the only one his loss was to Yujiro.
Right. Super weird. So I'll never see it. So there's 2 people left who are undefeated. And it's Okada and Jay White, rightfully so.
Of course.
3-0. And then David Finlay, 3-1. Wow. It's banana. Nobody has 0 points. Bunch of people with 2.
Unreal.
Including
that's fucking crazy.
Chase Owens, Great O'Khan, Tomohiro Ishii, Hanare, Naito, Evil, Kenta, Yoshihashi, Juice Robinson, Yujiro, and Shingo. Yujiro's only win was against Finlay.
Unreal, dude.
So, yeah.
That'll be interesting this week, man.
For sure.
G1, we're still rolling on, brother.
Rolling on. Same thing next week.
Yeah.
Let's get
this is our summer.
When does it end?
End of August.
August?
Towards the end of August, I believe.
Okay. They got a lot of matches to get in yet.
Yeah, that's
People
what I mean.
only
There's
3 matches. There's still four left for everybody.
Yeah, well, everybody has 1 match less this year.
Yeah, right. Everybody has 6 matches. Oh, everybody has 6 matches. No, 7. Oh, there's 7 people in a block.
7 people each block.
So it's 6 matches. So everybody's about halfway through. So there's probably 3 weeks left.
Yep.
For everybody.
A lot of time. Interesting tournament with Finlay. It's fucking wild.
I think it's been a really good G1.
It's been really good. I think so too.
Yeah.
Before we get out of here, did you buy anything?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I bought a shirt.
Saved my money for Hitman.
I bought a shirt tonight.
Okay.
From Violent Miracle, Heart and Soul. That's all.
Yeah, buddy.
That's all.
Nice.
I fucking need that. It's my favorite pay-per-view poster ever. So.
Saving my money to potentially get something at Pandora.
I've already had my eye on a few things they posted up this week.
They posted some stuff, and I'm like, oh, I want to buy that. Like they posted up old Ninja Turtles toys, and there's a Bebop and Rocksteady, and I'm like, oh, I want that, but I'm like, I don't. Do I need that?
I thought you are interested in the Kiss Revenge poster they posted today.
But like the Ninja Turtle stuff is always going to be a pull to me because I had them almost all of them when I was a kid. I still have my Samurai Leo, and a couple of years back I bought a complete Usagi Yojimbo with the weapons and everything.
There's potential for danger on this trip on Sunday.
That's the problem. I am on a need-only basis. Yeah. I have to need it to buy it because if I go on a want basis, I will be divorced.
So you're not going to buy the Sergeant Craig Pittman WCW figure?
Did they have one?
Yeah.
That might happen.
See? That's what
Did they ever make a Firebreaker Chip action figure?
No, but they did make an old Big Josh Galoob.
Yeah, that one's expensive, though.
That's right.
Because it's UK exclusive,
What if they have a Dustin Rhodes Galoob there for a good price?
A good price would still be out of my price range.
What if you fainted? What if you pull an Ezel from Friday?
Yeah.
And just fall and say, my neck, my back, my neck, and my back. You'll be here for my lawyer, but I'll settle for a Dustin Rhodes.
Right. That's, TK should get on that that should be the next Legacy or Luminaries thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of Luminaries.
There's a lot they can do, but a natural, like make the vest and everything, that'd be pretty rad.
That'd be perfect. Rad. So you, myself, and our brother Tim from Final Wrestling Place, we're making the trek on Sunday to meet the Hitman.
Yes, indeed.
I don't know what shirt I'm going to wear yet. I might wear my Hakushi shirt.
Ooh.
You know?
It's a good plan.
Right?
See,
it's a good idea.
You know so here's what I was thinking. I was thinking about that this week. It's now more than ever that Jinsei Shinsaki Chara Pro with the kanji on him, which neither of us have because it's a little pricey.
Yeah.
Although foreign objects price is coming down a little bit. The market's dropping a little.
Don't tell anyone.
Don't tell anybody.
I almost bought that tenor the other day.
Yeah. That tenor was so good.
I know.
Put a lot of cool
You're
stuff
welcome.
up. Yeah, thank you. That Chara Pro Hakushi with the kanji on it is looking much, much better because that new Hitman's coming out and it's an ultimate and it's going to have extra heads. So you just put one of the heads in Jinsei Shinsaki's hands. God. And it's perfect because it'll be a little bigger, right? Because the elites and ultimates are bigger scale than the Chara Pro. But if you look back on that, the Hitman head is like too big when Shinsaki used to carry it around, when Hakushi carried it around. So you can enhance that Chara Pro by making it hold a decapitated Hitman. Makes that figure so much fucking cooler.
You're costing me money.
Nobody talks about that feud. Nobody does.
One of my
fucking good was that.
One of my favorites.
That's good. Because Brett's in it. Everything about Brett is good.
It's one of my favorites.
That's great. I wear that fucking Hakushi shirt.
I'm probably going to wear that Hakushi
That's awesome.
shirt. Yeah.
Do that. I was going to wear my Stinger shirt.
You should.
Just because he loved working with Sting. He talks about that all the time. But
I think I'm going to wear my Hakushi
if I had an El Dandy shirt.
Instead of getting like my figure sign, should have him sign my Best of El Dandy Blu-ray.
You should just give it to him. You should gift it to him.
Because let's be honest, I ain't watching fucking shit.
You should just, you should bring it with you and be like, if you want this, you can have it. Because I know, who am I?
Yeah, who am I to doubt El Dandy?
Who am I to doubt El Dandy?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He probably won't take it.
No.
Dude, man, I'll never forget when I opened up that package and I saw that and I went, really?
Listen.
That's the one that I'll probably never get watched.
Right.
But yeah, that's all I got, my man. So,
right.
If you want to hit the old pluggies. Is there anything else we have to talk about? You're looking at me like we have other shit.
Not at all.
I think we had enough
No, shit. I just saw some guy in the major groups the other day flipping 4 fucking Zeuses from the No Holds Barred sets. People are crazy. Yeah, people are fucking nuts. Absolutely crazy. People ordering like 5-6 ultimates to use as custom fodder.
That I just don't understand, dude.
Insane to me.
I don't get it.
Absolutely insane. But all right. It's been long enough. If we go any longer, we'll be hitting the new at odds lengths of episodes. Thanks for listening, everybody. This has been We Need Wrestling. You can find us at WeNeedWrestling.com. You can email the show at WeNeedWrestling@gmail.com, at We Need Wrestling on Twitter and Instagram. We're a proud member of the soon-to-be-named network at STBN Network on Twitter, soon-to-be-named-network.com, soon-to-be-named-network.tumblr.com. Tons of shows there. If you're into wrestling,
everybody's
if you're into comic
there.
books, if you're into arguments that maybe or may not be profane,
or profound,
if you're into wings and not wings, it's all there for you. Final Wrestling Place, At Odds with Wrestling, Hit My Music, Long Box Heroes, Profane Argument, Puzzle Warriors 3, our other show, Wings on Wings, which drops on Tuesdays. They're all there. Can be found online. If anybody ventures out from the Super Game Network and guest spots, Joe puts it up in on the site there too. At Odds with Wrestling putting out a ton of content this week.
Absolutely.
Live shows and guests and whatnot. I don't think anybody did it, but if you want to call in to At Odds with Wrestling with any questions for us, please do it.
Don't.
And that's it. Reach out to us for, through the show account for match recommendations. If you need to know what's going on in the G1 or what to watch, we'll gladly help you out. We can help you find any sort of matches you may or may not want. If we can help, we will. Other than that, that's it.
I'm going to show you a picture real quick.
We'll be back next week.
This is going to make you smile.
Aw.
What a great
That's
picture.
the crew right there.
Yeah, man.
That's the crew. Who would have thunk?
Claudio, Bryce, Eddie, and OC out to dinner.
Who would have thunk?
Oh, dude, look at the shit eating grin on Eddie.
Right? Those guys all together. That's a nice gorilla shirt he's wearing, too.
I know, right?
Those guys wrestling in Easton, Pennsylvania on a half a basketball court.
Yeah.
10 years ago.
Crazy.
Right?
Oh, God, more than that now.
And this is where they are. Fantastic.
I love it. It makes me happy.
It's where they all belong. It's what we all saw out of all of them for the longest time.
Yeah.
Wrestling's pretty cool.
Wrestling's pretty cool, DJ. I agree.
You're listening to the soon-to-be-named network, the Lamborghini of podcast networks.
Knock it off, nerds!